Massachusetts State Championship. Welcome to Arlington Friday Night Football. Tonight, your Spy Ponders take on crosstown rival Lexington. Scott Zwick here alongside the Professor, Rob Anthony. Partner, after an opening day W, the Spy Ponders have fell on some hard times, but a huge second half last week at Woburn could spark them. Yes, Scott, it was the best of times and it was the worst of times last week against Woburn. The worst of times was the first half. Spy Ponders went down 20-0, took a hard look at themselves at halftime, and the best of times was the second half. They came storming back with 27 points on the board, and as the clock was winding down, they went for two. Coach Henry gambled for the win, couldn't get there, and they dropped a tough one to the Woburn Canners. Spy Ponders comes into the contest 2-2, and they are rivals indeed. It should be a good one. It's going to be a big battle here. Rob, Lexington's been known for athletic teams with high numbers. They come in this year. Years ago, one of our favorite players we've ever seen on an opposing team come in here, South Felix. Are we seeing on South Felix? Well, we're seeing somebody with a lot of talent at quarterback. We've seen some nice quarterbacks on this field, and Bianchi's one of them. A few years back, we saw a quarterback from Reading named Drew Belcher went on to play at University of Maine, Division I football. I would see Bianchi as being a little bit more in the Belcher mode. 6'2", 200 pounds, big arm, pro-style quarterback, can throw to all parts of the field, and can hurt you in a lot of ways. So it's going to be a couple of quarterbacks tonight battling it out. Going to be, for the Spy Ponders, of course, you have senior captain Adam Bowler, so we can have a little bit of basketball and turf tonight. Yeah, we're going to see an aerial display. Both teams have shown their ability to put the ball in the end zone. In their game so far this season, Lexington scored 14 against Brockton, 26 against always tough Concord Carlisle, 19 against Reading, and then they hung 42 points against a very good Winchester team at home last week. So the Spy Ponders come in here at 1-3, and Rob, as playoff hopes are starting to dim a little bit, what are the Spy Ponders? What's the focus tonight? Well, for playoff hopes, they're going to have to win out, Scott, and they certainly haven't counted themselves out. They're going to need to win tonight. Focus tonight is going to be on execution, particularly on the defensive side of the football. They're going to need to stop the run, particularly up the middle. As has been the case this year, if they can stop the run, they'll make Lexington a little bit more one-dimensional, and they'll have a chance of stopping the pass. So I think the Spy Ponders will be chewing on defense tonight. So the Spy Ponders will be taking a page out of the phrase I use with my daughter, get a little better each and every day. So, I think that's right. In our last broadcast, what was the fantastic phrase you used, Scott? Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. So, as we're waiting for the field, for the players to take the field, and we're taking a look at stripes right now, kind of a meeting of the minds, if you will. We're going to go to our sideline reporter, and Max, it's going to be a tough one tonight. Spy Ponders need to show some improvement.
Yeah, they really do. I think it just needs to come together on defense. The offense has been great this year. I think they're almost there on defense. They've held opponents to less points each and every week. If they could just get together on defense and try to win now, it's going to be tough, but if they put their minds to it, they can do it.
And Max, so far, certainly this is the coldest day at the end of the season so far. What's the flavor like down there on the field? weather-wise.
It's a lot more subdued, you know. When the weather's hotter, the blood's flowing. It's a little more energy. When it's cold like this, it gets a little more subdued.
So, that's not match we'll be back in a little bit. And so, Rob, when the Spy Ponders came in with some high expectations, and it hasn't really played out that way so far on the field, what type of challenges is a team that maybe isn't quite living up to expectations as the season is moving on? What are the challenges that they're facing?
Well, I think the people have to answer the challenge of the senior leaders of the team. There's no question about that. You know, some players will get down. People will start to peel off. You know, really a team or any team in any walk of life, and certainly for a football team, is to have a unified commitment, to have everybody on the team pulling in the same direction. And it's up to the senior leaders and the captains to keep that commitment unified. You know, and quite frankly, Adam Bowler is a third-year starter at quarterback. It starts with him. And, you know, knowing Bowler a little bit, I think he's up to that challenge.
He certainly is up to that challenge. We've seen in the past he's done well when he faces adversity. And Rob, you know, when you see a team that's 1-3 like the Spy Ponders are, sometimes you're reminded that this is always each week to week. It's a snapshot of the season, right? You know, what have you done for me lately? So right now it was all kind of down in the Spy Ponders, and you know, over in Winchester we go kind of flying high. But you know, if Winchester loses this week and Arlington wins, now the season takes a whole new turn, and that's why you gotta stay in the moment.
Yeah, exactly, Scott. You know, they lost by a point last week, and they were a play away from a completely different narrative. So they have to not get too much hung up on labels and you know how they might get looked at on the inside. They need to have from the outside. They need to have confidence on their insides.
It's a results-based game, obviously, that's why we keep score, but you can't get too hung up in the actual results of a win or loss. If you are improving, you have to be able to recognize that and build on it instead of breaking down each week and going backwards. It's all about going forwards, and that's where I think Coach Henry comes into play.
Absolutely, Coach Henry is so positive, and you know, in the past we've seen his teams respond well in circumstances like this, and we have some home cooking tonight. Fall has set in. We've had good crowds here at Piercefield so far, and we're looking for homes where the heart is.
And we're looking for the Spy Ponders to rally at home.
Well, they can't rally at home if they don't come out and play, and so right now there's Lexington kind of stands on the other side and hopefully maybe gets a little bit chilled. Rob, so now they're facing a Lexington club, as you said, 2-2. This is Division I club. Arlington's Division II. Lexington has always been a problem for the Spy Ponders. They're usually big and fast and tough, and we really should expect nothing different tonight.
We've seen some great games against Lexington in this field, haven't we?
Yeah.
Was it 2 years ago? You know,
South
South Frelick game, it was 4th and 11, and Frelick was in the pocket. The pocket broke down, and he scrambled to the left and made a kind of a killer first down, and Lexington went on to win that game. It was a close game, if I remember, but you know, it's been a grudge match against Lexington. Lexington normally plays on Saturday, so it's a little bit of a short week for them. They're traveling tonight. It's homecoming for the Spy Ponders, so a little something extra to play for. And you know, I see a kid walking around with a banner selling some hot chocolate, right? And the Spy Ponders, is this a little bit little bit of a tactic? They're in their locker room, putting their feet up, having a little hot chocolate while Lexington gets chilled out here.
You know, it's funny. The clock has stopped winding down for quite some time now. Lexington has literally been standing in front. They're not even warming up. They're just standing there waiting for Arlington to come out. Arlington is not coming out. I've never been a big fan of the gamesmanship. Coach Gendron is not someone who does gamesmanship. I'm guessing that there's some sort of a clerical issue with a clock, their own clock, or maybe they're facing some sort of a technical difficulty with a equipment issue or something. But as it is, though, we wait.
Maybe they caught Max. Maybe they caught Max with his tie and his jacket, and they thought this was some kind of a business meeting or something.
And turned around and went back to the locker room. Coach Anderson says, "No, it's not business. It's football. Let's get out there and go, baby. Right, Max?"
You gotta leave him out in the cold sometime. You just gotta leave him out there. Let him sit. Let him marinate.
There you go. So, Rob, as you know, as we're forced to put in a little bit of filler here.
I like that word marinate from Max, by the way.
100%. 100%. 100%. Oh, here come the Spy Ponders. So the Spy Ponders make their way onto the field with their usual pregame routines and rituals. As you see the players going, they're going to smash through that paper there. If they can't get through the paper, it's going to be a real long night because they're going to probably struggle getting through some of the Lexington players. So let's hope they break that tape, but breast the tape, as they say, and we can get going and play some football. There, through the paper they go. The paper's no match for the Spy Ponders. Let's see if Lexington is. So here come the Spy Ponders onto the field. And Rob, you know, you said senior leadership, and certainly senior leadership is going to be a key. But we also have some underclassmen for the Spy Ponders who are capable and can step up.
Well, they certainly can, Scott. I mean, we saw Peter Roach leading them through the tape. David Lopes is somebody that we're looking for a big game. Lopes is a outside linebacker, sometimes defensive back, but as a halfback, he has had a couple of big carries and is showing some speed to the outside, so he could be a 1-2 punch as we look for the Spy Ponders to get their running game on track this week.
So as you see the captains out there exchanging the pregame instructions from Stripes, some handshakes there, pleasantries if you will, and they will flip the coin and find out who's going to get the selection, whether they want to kick or receive. And Robin, a night like this, are you someone, we've never really talked about this, are you someone that if you win the toss, are you like to kick it off, or does it matter what kind of team you have? What's your philosophy on that?
No, it's interesting. Well, you know, I was a quarterback. I want the ball. I mean, I want the ball. Let's go. I want to get in the game. I want to take the first hit. I want to feel the grass, feel the game, put my team on the board. As a fan, I really never mind when my team, kind of kicks off. I think a big defensive stand can kind of take the stuffing out of the other team. So I could see it either way. What's your view?
Well, I'm a big proponent. The biggest thing I want is I want that ball to start the second half. I don't know what's going to happen in the beginning of the game. To me, the more the game goes on, the more important those possessions can be. If you get down, you want that ball in the second half. If you get up, you certainly want it in the second half. But at the end of the day, the possessions are possessions. That one really isn't more important than the other. So it's really hard to say. But my preference certainly would be I want that ball in the second half, and so I'm going to really pump my defense up and say, let's get one stop here. Maybe we can get that ball. Because you see Bill Belichick, what he loves to do, what they call double-doubles, where a team scores right before the halftime breaks, they kick it off in the second half. And just because you went to halftime for 20 minutes doesn't mess the fact up that you scored a touchdown and then they kicked it back off to you. Anyway, so we're going to pause, take a minute to respect America and honor our national anthem. let's get ready to play some football. Spy Ponders come in at 1-3, taking on their crosstown rivals in the Middlesex Liberty Division, the Lexington Minutemen. And it would appear that the Spy Ponders will receive the football. And Rob, they had a little bit of they had a lot of momentum going in the second half against Woburn. They're really hoping to keep that up.
No question. We'll see if momentum can carry over from game to game. 27 points and a half is a real big half of football, particularly when you've been down 28-0. That shows a lot of fight, and you know that should have carried over into the week of practice.
So to kick for Lexington is, I believe that's Noah George. 22? No, not 22 in our program. Wonderful. We're off to a blazing start here. And so are the Spy Ponders as the ball hits the floor. And zigging and zagging and zooming is Peter Roach. And Rob gave him a little plug in the open, and Peter Roach off to a strong start. Spy Ponders, sorry.
I was going to say, nice move by Roach. He was pinned to the inside, and he broke it to the outside. Got his team about 7 or 8 extra yards there, so got them into a part of the field where they can run or pass.
First and 10 for the Spy Ponders at the 25. Joey Pazia is the deep back in a pistol formation on first down. And it's a little give and a fake to Pazia, who stumbles into the line for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
I've been harping on this season, but I'm of the belief that Ponders need to run those plays, whether they're successful or not, to help set up the passing game.
They've got to make sure that they have at least 8 players in that box. So 2nd and long 9. Here's Bowler on a rollout. He's going to cut it back. He's got some room to go now. He zigs and zags, and now he's zooming. There goes Bowler over the 50. Stumbles and bumbles and mumbles out of bounds. Bowler does a little soft shoe.
They're going to give him to the 44. That was an outstanding play by Adam Bowler. Going to his left, the play broke down, and he broke it back all the way to the right, and he outraced the entire Lexington team, showing some speed. Heads up play by Adam Bowler.
Adam Bowler showing that leadership and that determination that the professor had talked about in the open, kind of that senior leadership you need. The play breaks down there. He doesn't quit on the play. He keeps moving and gets the Spy Ponders over the 50 with a big first down. 1st and 10. Clock rolls, coming up on 10 minutes left in the first quarter. So it's a little jet sweep here, and there goes Roach over the left-hand side, and that's how they like to get Roach involved.
They'll get Roach involved any way they can. They like to throw to him. Apparently they like to run the jet sweep. Boy, Lexington has some size up the middle on the defensive line, a couple of really, really big tackles. So they ran right at the tackles on the first play. Now they're trying to run around them.
So good first down, good gain of first down by Roach, and that's going to be music to Coach Gendroniers. Brings up a 2nd and 6. A little play action, a little pitch, and through the hands of.
Didn't see it.
It was McGivelry, and McGivelry went right through his hands. Was taken down by number 12. And that is Gabe Van Uren. Van Uren, little pop right there, and McGivelry wasn't able to hold on. So it brings up a 3rd and 6 now. Trips to the top of your screen. Probably 4 down territory. Well, got to gain a few yards. Bowler will roll out, throw, and it goes over the head of Peter Roach, and so it's going to be 4th and 6. Rob, what do you think here? This looks like this is probably This is right at the cusp.
Yeah, boy. If you don't want to go, it must be on the cusp because you always want to go.
Yeah, I do, and I'm surprised they didn't. If they're going for it, I'm surprised they didn't run it on third, because if you know you're going for it on fourth, you want to run it, maybe get that fourth down a little bit closer. But to be fair, though, he was open.
They had Roach.
They did have him, so
had him in the flat. Looked like it could have been 4, 5, 6 yard scamper.
So we have a timeout here called by Lexington. I think honestly that caught them a little bit off guard there. Maybe the Lexington coach is kind of agreeing with you. What the heck's going on here? We're going for it on 4th and 6 on the 40, but in this day and age, I don't know. We could debate that, and we have before all night. But
Coach Jenner's here to win ball games.
Yeah.
He's not playing for a tie.
You're 1-3. Why not? So empty set now. Bowler's got time. With pitch and a little catch there down the crease goes Leo Maniti in a pick and a pop.
Great play by the Ponders. Great catch by Maniti. And I will give the credit to big Tim Mazze, the guard on the right-hand side. So the block that time was he put the tackle of Lexington onto the ground and gave Bowler room to kind of see Maniti and see the pop and fire it over his head. Great play by Mazze.
Give Mazze a pancake. 1st and 10 for the Spy Ponders coming up in 8 minutes. Here's Bowler. Oh, it's a little quarterback draw. He zigs and zags. Now he's going to zoom. And Adam Bowler, a little Texas two-step.
Wow, great call by the Spy Ponders. Going to the draw early, trying to catch Lexington off guard, and they do a little bit. 6-yard play. That brings up 2nd and 5, which is exactly what the Spy Ponders need.
This is the thing that's kind of dogged them all year long. They just haven't been able to get yards on 1st down. And we weren't at the game last week, Rob, but you kind of got to wonder if they're kind of just picking up where they left off. Certainly Bowler looks dynamite right now. 0-0. Bowler, little pitch. It's tipped, so that's not pass interference. And a real headsy play there by Jack Marson. Marson knew that ball was tipped, and when it's tipped, he can hit him.
Yeah, he did. He brought down the receiver as soon as the ball was tipped. Yeah, that was a heady play. Little timing play that time, and again, the Minutemen have some size to the front, across the front line. Big number 66 there is that you can see in the middle. Can we get a shot at the defensive line? Is Zhao Ji, and he is 6'5", 300 pounds. Whew.
You can do some damage in the dinner table. Oh, a little screen, and out of bounds goes Peter Roach, and I love a little screen.
So we've seen the draw, we've seen the screen, we've seen the jet sweep. Spy Ponders are emptying the kitchen here to find ways to get those 4, 5, 6, 7 yard hitters.
1st and goal for the Spy Ponders at 9. And Professor, one thing that Spy Ponders have never lacked, and that's creativity in the offensive play calling. It's been a hallmark of Coach Jenner, and even though they're 1-3, he's been dynamite this year. So I jinxed him right there as they called a little gut dive, and
the sequence will be creative.
We're right. That sets up this next play here.
next play, which is going to be maybe an old-fashioned Statue of Liberty. Would you predict?
Could be. You never know what Coach Ginder has up his sleeve, or Bowler for that matter. So it'll be set as a loss of 2. Jeez, I'm throwing verbal bouquets of the guy in there for the worst play of the year. Wow. When it rains, it pours. It's 1-3 for a reason. 1-3 up in the booth, too. So 2nd and goal over the 12. Bowler sprint out. He can run if he wants. Steps back. He's got a man down there, and it's caught.
Wow.
Peter Roach. Bowler stepped back and found his man. Bing, bang, boom.
What a throw by Bowler. He's out of the pocket on the run. Has a defender in his face, and he finds the receiver cutting across. Roach Outstanding play by Adam Bowler. It is not easy to see all that traffic moving to your right, receivers coming in from your left, and you got a big 6'2" guy in your face. That was outstanding.
Outstanding indeed. Even Z for Lexington had a beat on it, but Bowler put it in the one place that only Peter Roach could catch it, and the Spy Ponders go up 6-0, pending the extra point by Sam Swift. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And with 6:07 left in the first quarter, your Spy Ponders jump out to a 7-0 lead. And Max, that's just what the Spy Ponders needed. It's funny you say that, Max. A couple weeks ago, we saw the Winchester ran the play, the shovel pass the Jets ran on Thursday Night Football. So we got a little Thursday Night NFL connection going on here at Pierce Field in Arlington. But Rob, that was a nice little play that set it up. But what a dynamite play, Bowler! Bowler really showing what it means to be, what the value of a three-year starter is.
An outstanding drive by Bowler. It was almost Patriots-like. They marched down the field, executed well. We talked about execution in the open being the key tonight. Ran, 9 or 10 plays to get in the end zone, and Bowler figured huge in about 4 of them.
So it's a nice little squib kick there. McLean's going to zig and zag, and now he even zooms and falls over the 30 to the 32. Finally brought down there by Kane Lynch, but here the Minutemen punch right back.
So we're going to get a look at Anthony Bianchi for the first time, and the Minutemen certainly like him a lot. And they've, he's had a big year, and it looks like they have some size across the offensive line. The Spy Ponders will look to get some pressure on Bianchi, see if they can accomplish that.
Bianchi's he's got a good arm and he can move too. This is the real deal. And so they'll do the sort of thing where they call the play out and they look over the sideline to get the final instructions. The final instructions end up being McLean, who goes left and gets some room. Oh, a nice shoestring tackle there by Henry Burns, and that's Mason Hatfield, the super sophomore for Lexington, is the one that broke the run, and Lexington is in business 1st and 10 from the 50. So here's Bianchi. He can move, and now he's going to throw it. He's got a man down there, and it's caught! A big rainbow pass hauled in by Joe Tibbles. Wow!
Wow, 46-yard play from Bianchi to Tibbles, and Bianchi has some kind of arm on him. The pocket broke down. He went to his left. He was going to his left, and he somehow managed to launch it 45 yards downfield to Tibbles. Quite an arm.
Strange arm angle, too. It looked like it wasn't going to carry that far. And here's Bianchi and the keeper to the 2, to the 1. No signal yet. A pile of Spy Ponders shove him back and say, no, Bianchi, not on our watch. But Bianchi's going to do with his arm, and now he's going to try there with his legs.
Well, he's a big kid. He's over 200 pounds, and I guess when they need to, they can use him as a fullback.
Holy cow, is he 200 pounds?
Yep.
You got to be kidding me. This kid's a tank.
He's a tank, and that was some pass.
Oh, that was outstanding. It was a cannon. So 2nd and goal here from the 3. And Bianchi's guy is going to go over the right-hand side again. Stumbles and bumbles. No signal yet. No. The Spy Ponders get stiff right there. Charles Gillis sticks his head in there and says, not on my watch.
We have a Spy Ponder down on the field, and he looks to be injured. I don't know if that is Gillis. We'll see in a second.
I thought I saw Gillis pop up. Sam, can you see a number down there? Max, sorry.
No, I didn't even see. There's kind of crowding around him right now. I was trying to get a better look. Well, it looks like he's all right. Looks like he's on his knees right now. Maybe he's got the wind knocked out of him.
David Lopes is shaking up on the play. Good to see him sitting up. He seems to have maybe gotten ticked there, but that's one of the ones, Rob, where you kind of hold your breath a little bit. Bianchi's, as you said, this is a big boy. He's coming with all he's got. He put his head and shoulders down there, and he met about 4 Spy Ponders who did the same. And those kind of collisions there, you can get dinged up.
You can. It was a misdirection play also. Started to the left, and Bianchi went to the right, and if a linebacker kind of follows the play and cuts back, he can get kind of blindsided, and that can be a big time ouch.
No doubt. And this Bianchi, as big as he is, that when that hole opens and starts to close, he tries to beat the close, which is what you're supposed to do as a runner. And when he does, he is bringing everything he's got. So 3rd and goal. They'll keep it with Bianchi. There he goes. Does it again. Plows right in. Now, here comes a flag. I'm not sure what this is. Rob, this is going to be a great rules question. Can you lower your head on and use it as a weapon? Because, quite frankly, that's exactly what Bianchi did there. What is the call?
They're
Face
calling
mask.
A face mask against
Arlington. Okay, so the face mask is against Arlington, but they're going to explain it to coach.
Touchdown. They're calling it touchdown.
So we're all confused up here. So the face mask will be declined. Bianchi did get in. That time there, right? That hole kind of closed. He put his head right down. In the NFL, even in between the tackles, that's a new rule now. You cannot lead with your head. And I thought that's maybe what the flag came in. I'm not sure if the high school has those rules. Here's Bianchi's going to pitch it, and rolling into the end zone is Mason Hatfield, and Hatfield got it started and then puts the punctuation mark on it.
Simple little pitch play that time to Hatfield. The Spy Ponders stiffened on 3 straight running plays, and on the 4th, Hatfield just walks under the end zone untouched for 2.
Well, it's no real surprise they went there. They really were pounding. They were really kind of pounding Bianchi there, and you kind of knew when he was going to turn the corner that time that there were going to be some hats on him, and he saw that, made the nice pitch. And so we got a little yin and yang going here, Professor. The Spy Ponders come out a methodical, workman-like lunch pail drive, and Lexington answers with fireworks.
With a big 45-yard pass play from Bianchi, and then it looks like they're going to be asking Bianchi to literally do it all. I mean, he's going to have to, kind of make the bed, do the dishes, cook the meal, put the kids to bed. He's going to run. He's going to run up the middle to the outside. He's going to throw the ball, probably catch the ball.
No doubt. And, it's funny. So we've already used a couple of tremendous players, a Division I athlete in Belcher and one of the best we've ever seen here in the shortstop.
Right.
Oh, gosh. Oh, South Frelick. Frelick. So we're comparing them to those. And I'll tell you, Alec Coleman comes to mind.
Yeah.
I mean, this looks like the real deal. That was a cannon throw he had. And now we got a 200-pound quarterback bowling the ball into the end zone and then making a pitch to boot. It's the real deal. So there's a little onside-er, and wisely the Spy Ponders fall on it. Rob, was that an onside kick?
Well, it looks like they assessed the penalty on the kick. So they were kicking off from the Spy Ponders 45. So onside-er, they did an onside kick, and Ponders get the ball in their 30. They get to have their cake and eat it too, as long as we're working with kind of silly analogies.
No doubt. 1st and 10 for the Spy Ponders at the 30. That's actually a really solid kick and strategy by Lexington. Why kick it deep? You get a big return. You could you do a little squibber on side. Could get the ball, but and you still get the Spy Ponders back. And here's Pazia on 1st down, wrapped up by Noah George and Rob Pazia, one of my favorites. He just has been struggling to get going this year.
Pazia at that time got crushed at the line of scrimmage. He had three guys in his face, and so far the Spy Ponders have tried to run the ball kind of conventionally twice, and the more unconventional plays have been successful in that.
Well, when they run the ball, they're going the wrong way. That's a loss of 4. Last one was a loss of 2. Don't hand it off again. It'll be a loss of 8. So here's a little pitch and a little catch that time. Peter Roach. Actually, that one is Sam Swift. And a little pitch and a little catch.
they ran Sam Swift out of the slot, a little timing play, and Swift found a seam in the zone, and Bowler put it right on the numbers.
He sure did. 3rd and 1 here, and this is where you don't like that you haven't been able to run the football, because what do you do here? I would have to think that Bowler's legs would be a nice option. 3rd and 1, Bowler answering the call of Bianchi. And here's Bowler. Yeah, he is going to keep it. He puts his head down and scampers for the first down. Adam Bowler, Texas two-step.
Anything you can do, I can do better, says Adam Bowler. I like this matchup.
Oh, I do too. These are two big, strong quarterbacks. They got good arms. They can run the football. I'll tell you, Rob, we've seen great quarterback play this year, this league through the years. We've seen it on this field, and we're seeing it tonight. These quarterbacks are dynamite.
No question.
1st and 10 for the Spy Ponders. Coming up on 2:25 left in the first quarter. Lexington leading 8-7 in an absolutely phenomenal first quarter. And Bowler gets tripped up right there. He really was kind of jitterbugging, didn't know what he was going to do, and somebody came up from behind and tripped him. For a second, it looked like a carpet bug got him.
Somebody kind of pulled him back from the rear. I don't know if that was an option. It looked like he had the ball in the belly of the running back for quite some time. Whatever it was, didn't work.
I think it might have been one of those voltage RPOs, run pass options, but I'm not really sure who the pass option was unless somebody was covered very well. So 2nd and 12. Pistol formation again. They're going to roll Bowler out again, and he's going to throw a little lollipop up there. And in and out of the hands of Sam Swift. I believe that Anthony Bianchi, who does it both ways, got a little hand on that.
Surprised to see Bianchi both ways, and Bowler run into his left. It looked like the receiver might add half a step, but the ball was in the air too long.
At 6'1", 200 pounds, Bianchi is absolutely positively playing at the next level. The only question is going to be whether he's a scholarship kid. Adam Bowler's definitely playing football somewhere at the next level. These are two quality quarterbacks. I know the Spy Ponders don't love playing Adam Bowler on defense. Rob, you hit the nail on the head. This is the Bianchi show for Lexington. It's Bianchi and everybody else helping out. Well, here's a little draw. They're gonna get him. They're gonna get Pazia the ball this way, and he stumbles and bumbles and mumbles on the nice little draw play for a gain of 8.
I like these draws and screens. The Spy Ponders are finding something that's going to work. Look at Pazia there getting to the second level and bringing up a pretty manageable 4th down. Looks like they're going to punt it away, though.
They are going to punt it away, and Pazia there he had made a nice little cut, but then when the players started to close in on him, kind of tensed up a bit. He hasn't had a lot of experience this year running in the open field. They just haven't had success. They haven't had the lanes open. Tonight, the first 2 times he carried the football, it was a jailbreak on him. So a nice kick here. Fielded by Hatfield, and a nice tackle there by Patrick Brennan, the super sophomore Brennan. And Lexington and Bianchi will take over 1st and 10 with some decent field position with 32 seconds left in the first quarter, leading 8-7.
Good punt coverage that time by the Spy Ponders. Special teams play has been outstanding this year, and that's not, that's not easy. It's not a huge squad. We see a few players injured tonight. There's a little bit of a walking wounded, and so, this kind of is a little bit of a clue of the kind of focus they had at practice this week when they're covering punts, covering kickoffs, as well as executing offensively.
100%. If you're 1-3 and your special teams are playing hard and effective, that means these kids are trying their best and zigging and zagging and zooming. He may have only gotten a couple of yards, but wow, he worked hard to get there. It was Tristan Cantor, the senior, 5'8", 145 pounds, and he was doing a little Texas two-step.
He was doing a Texas two. And credit the Ponders for staying on the play. They had four or 5 hats around him eventually and kind of dragged him to the ground.
This is, I just want to make sure I'm getting the vibe. This is an intense ball game right here. The Spy Ponders have come to play. Lexington's giving it all they got. This is impressive stuff. We had a penalty on Lexington there. I'm not sure what the call was. Rob, I didn't even see the.
I believe it was holding.
They called a hold, yeah. Max Cohen's right.
Super Max, excellent. Mad Max. 1st and 20. Bianchi's going to get the play call after an initial.
I have a question for you, Scott.
Sure.
Let's wait till after the play.
So Bianchi's going to throw again, and he can run, and he can throw it, and here's him running it. He evades one tackle, spins, and then falls out of bounds, and there you see him, Bianchi. It's the whole package.
And the Spy Ponders put 5 hats on the ball, and he looked like he was a half step out of bounds right on the Lexington sideline. Might have been a little bit of skirmish over there, but cooler heads prevailed.
So at the end of one, your Spy Ponders are down to the Lexington Minutemen 8-7. And Rob, I'll tell you something about that play. That's one of those plays. I've been a defensive coordinator before. That's one of those plays where you get 5 guys. Whatever defense you called, it was the right one because 5 guys got to him. They all missed. They missed by a little cat's whisker. That's the one where you take those headsets and they go, woo, sailing in the air. And then everybody around you goes, whoa, what's wrong with this coach? This coach has a little bit of an attitude, needs an attitude adjustment. And Bianchi's the coach attitude adjuster.
Right. Yeah, they're trying to get their league. I heard my question, Scott, and it's almost a silly thing to bring up, but you look at Bianchi, and he's got a peach undershirt that is hanging down below his
There's no way
legs.
that's legal. That I do know. The uniform, so you have 3 colors. You can apply for a 4th, but and white's your neutral color. You have 3 colors you can wear, and there's no way that pink is one of them. So the Spy Ponders could play a little gamesmanship and tell the officials, look, I don't know what he's got there, but either get it off or tuck it in. But there's no way that's legal. None.
Looks sloppy.
It looks sloppy, but when you're throwing little dimes like this across the field and guys are running for big gains, doesn't matter what color your undershirt is. And over the 35 to about the 38 goes Christian Hatfield. Mason Hatfield. This Hatfield's pretty impressive.
He is pretty impressive, and we need to find a McCoy.
Well, I'll tell you something, Rob. You're poking a bear. You got me now. You know me with rules. Now I see this pink shirt with Bianchi. It's only going to be all night.
It's going to get worse.
Oh my God!
One of the safeties has a yellow shirt hanging out.
This is tough. There's Bianchi and a little keeper. I'll tell you, the Spy Ponders closed that hole real hard. Bianchi that time did not lower his shoulder. I don't think he got it.
I don't think he got it. They're not going to give it to him.
No.
He's a yard shot.
Oh, I mean, I'll tell you, the Spy Ponders, this is an intense ball game. Right when they saw that he pulled that ball out, they closed. And they closed hard. And the one thing I said it before, Rob, down here, one thing Bianchi does is he's a true runner. And when he sees a hole about to close, he hits his head, puts his head down, and barrels forward. And they didn't let him do it that time. So they're going to go for it here, or at least line up to. Wow. Okay, then.
Scott, do you see who's on defense? It's Adam Bowler's on defense right now.
All right.
Sell out to the quarterback right here.
You kind of saw that one coming, and he plows forward. That's when it's tough. You put 2 guys in the A gaps and they call timeout. I don't know. So first down for Lexington. What had been a nice stand by the Spy Ponders. The Bianchi show continues.
Well, on the goal line, they came a cat's whisker from having a goal line stand. So that, 4th, they gave up 3/4 of a yard. The Lexington needed a half.
Bianchi's played phenomenally, and I with all honesty, I can tell you, I think the Spy Ponders defense has been admirable.
Yep.
1st and 10. 9-10 left in the first half. Lexington leads 8-7. Here's Bianchi. He's got time. Throws off that arm. He's got a man down there. Throws it right to him. Holy cow! That might have been the pass of the year. Bianchi completes it to Mason Hatfield. Where are the McCoys?
Great throw that time from Bianchi. He had a little bit of time, and he has a lot of confidence, a lot of trust, a lot of chemistry with Hatfield. Just tossed it down the middle. We'll see it again. Takes about a 9-step drop and puts it about 50 yards downfield. Ponder defender almost tipped it away. Not quite.
And then now we're back to live action, and a nice little pitch there by Bianchi. He's going to show the whole package. He can throw it, run it, toss it, everything. He can make the meal, clean up the dishes, do the laundry. Holy cow, this kid's for real.
Tristan Quander doesn't want to go down when he has the ball. They call professional bull riding the toughest 8 seconds in sport. You see these guys, you know, throwing their hands around and not wanting to go on the ground while the bull. Quander was that was the toughest 4 seconds in football, throwing his hands around, not wanting to go to the ground.
Kids are battling out there tonight. I love to see this. I
Yeah,
love it when they're
it's fun.
battling. This is fun. This is what this is all about. 2-2, 1-3. Who cares? They're trying to win this football game. Here's Bianchi. Puts his head down, but the Spy Ponders again close hard. And Rob, did that blow that whistle a little quick? He's still going forward there. I don't know, but that was just a scrum at about the 4.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm not sure that he ever hit the ground.
No, and he certainly wasn't going backwards. He looked to be going forwards. That was a generous call for the Spy Ponders there.
They haven't gotten a whole lot out of those plays, though. It brings up the 3rd and 1.
No, they haven't, Rob. And I'll tell you, it would suggest they're being a little stubborn, but my guess is they do have a lot of success with those plays. Spy Ponders are sniffing it out pretty good. It'd be interesting to see what they do here, because this is 3rd and goal, and they really haven't shown Bianchi to do much else but run or pitch down by the goal line. So clock rolls coming up on 7:20 left in the first half. 3rd and goal for Bianchi. That's a little delay, and now he's going to show his speed, looking for the corner, and dives in there. He did it again. Hand goes down, flag on the play. Not sure what the call is there. Initial is for a touchdown. I think it's going to be on Lexington. I don't know what the call is. They call holding?
I believe it's holding again, yes.
Let's see if we get a replay of that, right? You see a hold here, Rob?
They're calling a hold on
both.
Yeah, on Lexington. I couldn't see the hold from there.
They call it 40. I don't.
I do. You had quick recognition of the play there. You called that a delay. Don't see that play an awful lot.
Well,
right?
Yeah, Rob,
I like that. I like that play.
He literally stood there frozen. I thought he might have forgotten the play.
Right.
And then he's sprinting to the left. I'm like, no, that's not a broken play.
Right.
And so
it's a delay. I mean, have you ever seen a delay like that? That's what it is.
You see it. He stood there. He just stood there like he didn't know what he's supposed to do. You see, I've seen some really creative stuff where everybody delays. They snap the ball and nobody moves.
Yeah.
I've never seen just the quarterback do it, though. So now they get a little motion. If you haven't seen this before, there's a pitch and a little catch, and now he's going to show a feather touch. Bianchi completes the ball to Hatfield, and Hatfield with his second connection on this drive from Bianchi, and Lexington opens up a lead.
Bianchi to Hatfield, and Skylar Mills was bearing down on Bianchi that time and took him down right after he unloaded. Once again, really nice play by Bianchi.
So he shows he's got a cannon. We've seen that twice. He shows he's got touch because he can throw it high. Don't bother with these kicks. Reading. And there's a pitch, and there goes Hatfield again. He does it all on this drive. And Lexington takes a 16-7 lead with 6:39 left in the first half.
Wow, the nice defensive play by the Spy Ponders, but the Lexington even better offense. And this 1-2 punch of Bianchi and Hatfield is pretty impressive. Hatfield was involved in the big 45-yard pass play and then scampers into the end zone for the touchdown and the 2-point conversion.
It's funny, Rob. We were early kind of billing this as Bowler and Bianchi, and we saw Bowler really kind of stepping up, and it's almost getting the feeling that Bianchi kind of saw Bowler step up and said, you're going to match this? Well, I got another gear. How about this? This kid's impressive.
Yeah, and so now we look for the Spy Ponders to respond. If they do, it's game on.
Absolutely. 16-7, 6:39 left in the first half. Number 20, who we do not have in our program, is going to kick off. So
28.
Is it 28? I'm blind. So 28. Oh, Luke Butler, senior, 5'10", 190 pounds, and he drills it. Puts his leg into it, and cutting will be Sam Swift, and he's taking one all the way back this year for a touchdown in the opener, and he falls over the 25 to the 26. And Rob, the Spy Ponders had a little momentum going early, and then it's been the Bianchi show, and now the Minutemen got the mojo running.
Ponders are going to have to look to recapture the mojo that they had on the first drive, where they marched downfield, showing an entire arsenal, and really executed well. That's what we need. 6:35. If they could chew up a lot of clock and get in the end zone again, that would be a good way to go into halftime.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 for your Spy Ponders. And here's Bowler. He's got time. Steps into it. Has a man down there. It's tipped. Wow, a beautiful over-the-top play there by Ben Burnham. And Bowler showed some nice touch, but a superior defensive play.
Well, heads-up defensive play, because that was a little bit of a hitch and go to McGiveray. And as we see it there's the hitch, there's the go, and he beat the cornerback, but the safety comes in over the top. The good play by the Spy Ponders, but the safety was just a little bit hip to it.
2nd and 10, 6:28 left in the first half. Lexington has scored 16 unanswered to go up 16-7. Spy Ponders have thrown the ball well. Bowler's been their only running, and he gets to the outside now. Zigs and zags and able to zoom close to a first down, and Bowler's shown his legs.
They're going to give him the first down. That was about a 12-yard gain by Adam Bowler. And, once again, I think the play broke down, and, Bowler had great vision, saw where the opening was, and went to it.
First down for the Spy Ponders. Adam Bowler's shown to be the real deal, the whole package. Anthony Bianchi has been super sensational and spectacular. And we've had fireworks on a cool, crisp night at Pierce Field. 1st and 10 for the Ponders.
Ooh.
Whoa. In and out of the hit. Was it picked?
Nope.
No, incomplete. Incomplete, intended for Peter Roach, and broken up by Matt Pusateri. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Spy Ponders.
Not a bad throw by Bowler over the middle, but there were two defenders there, and he kind of threaded the needle, and that was why that one wasn't picked.
So 2nd and 10. There goes Pazia. Can't slip a tackle. Broken up by Jack Marson, and that'll bring up 3rd and long for the Spy Ponders. Just what they don't like.
Yeah, this is a down and distance that they really kind of hate to see. And 3rd and 10, Bowler's going to have to throw the ball, and everybody in the stadium knows it.
So 3rd and a long 9 for Adam Bowler. Gets the instruction from Coach Gendron and brings him into his troops. Third and 9. See if he sprints out. He does. He'll run it if he wants. He steps in with, throws a dart down the field. And it is, they say it hit the ground. I thought that was a wonderful catch there. We'll see if we can get a replay of that. Sam Swift, I thought he pulled it right up off the carpet.
It looked like it from our angle, and what a great throw by Bowler across his body to Swift. And let's see if we can see what happens here.
I thought I saw it hit. I know that.
Did you? And the ref was right on it.
Those at home and YouTube can slow that down with the backwards action, but for us here, all we have is what we think.
Could you see it, Max?
I could not see it. It was facing the other direction. It was right in that ref's face. So if he saw it incomplete, I'd have to agree with him.
So 4th and 10, the Spy Ponders will punch another nice one, but it's fielded in the air, but dropped, muffed, if you will, and a beautiful tackle there by Peter Roach, and Roach has been all over the football field tonight.
Great tackle by Roach. Roach against Hatfield is quite a little matchup. Both of them kind of similar players, and that time Roach got the best of it. Hatfield shows that he's human there with a little bit of a muff.
And Roach is playing McCoy to Hatfield's Hatfield,
right.
And if you will, and we have but they're also like so our top billers are Bowler and Bianchi, and then the
right.
the undercard.
The undercard, right? Hatfield and McCoy. Roach, not McCoy.
That'll be our inside joke. Be McCoy for the rest of the year. So 1st and 10 for Lexington. 5 minutes left, and so it looks like the Spy Ponders will take a timeout. And Rob, that gives a little time to talk. So the 5-minute drive. Lexington here, they really have a playbook, and Bianchi, and now of course Hatfield, that can execute a 5-minute drive.
And it's pretty important for the Spy Ponders to get a stop. The Spy Ponders have been pretty game tonight, and they've played well and played tough. They played with passion, and they do not want to go into halftime down more than 2 touchdowns.
It's funny because I've coached and played in seasons before where every time you went one way, something you should have went the other way. When you ying when you should have yang, that sort of thing. It's kind of just maybe bad luck or whatever. For whatever reason, you can't kind of get the foot right. I'll tell you, if they go down, say 24-26, 25-0 after this kind of effort, 25-7 after this kind of effort. That would be like, wow, what the heck's going on this season? We're out here pouring our hearts out, and we're getting killed. And certainly Bianchi's a nice little player, but it's not Superman out there. As he hands the ball off on 1st down, and Hatfield stumbles over the 28 to the 30 to the 31, and they'll go fast here. 2nd and 6. They go, it's a train to the bottom of your screen. Here's Hatfield. He's going to zig and zag, and he even gets to zoom a little bit, but it's
Is that Maniti?
Yeah, Maniti's played well tonight in the tackle on both ends.
Great play by Maniti. He had overrun the play and came back to it and brought Hatfield to the turf from behind.
It's confusing to me that George Peterson is going fast here. It's 4:18. It's 3rd down. What is the rush here? And he takes another 12-step drop at least. Throws it. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. It's complete to Joe Tibbles, and ouch.
Yeah, that does hurt. 3rd and long, and they've got him pinned back, and he wasn't really even open. Credit the receiver by finding the zone, and Bianchi threw it to the zone more than the receiver, and next thing you know, they break the Ponders' hearts.
And I'm sure Bianchi's getting looked at by scouts, and they're not going to like to see that. When you face trouble, you can't slide back. You've got to slide side and up. But he zigs and zags and zooms here and says, I don't need to slide anywhere but forward with my shoulders pinned close to the ground. I'm going to bull my way to a 1st down. It says, quiet you up there in the booth.
Yeah. Scouts are going to like to see
They're
that
like
one.
that, yeah. Well, Rob, we'll get onto this maybe a little bit later, but I'm sure he's not. This looks like a tight end to me, a Division III tight end, that sort of thing. Anyway, so here's Hatfield. Now this looks like a Division III running back as he zigs and zags and zooms, gets really pasted there by Skylar Mills, and Mills has been active tonight. Ooh.
And the Ponders have been physical. They're hitting.
And they just drilled Bianchi, but he's got a man down there. It's caught. Did he catch it in bounds?
I don't know.
They say he did. Holy cow. Wow. W. Mason Marith on a catch from Bianchi, who got drilled for his efforts. Wow.
And another big play over the top for Lexington, and that has been the Ponders' kryptonite tonight. Let's see this again, see if he was in control of that ball. Couldn't see it too well, but it almost looked to me like he was bobbling the ball as he went out of bounds.
And Bianchi goes over the right-hand side, wrapped up by a couple of angry Spy Ponders that time, led by Charles Gillis, and they've done well when Bianchi's tried to run right, and they're going fast here. you know, it's hard to criticize a team that's up 16-7 and kind of putting an impressive effort down, but why you would be. Okay. So, second and goal. There's a little fake. Comes back the other side, shows his arm off, and it's a beautiful deflection there by Sam Swift, and Swift has played well.
Good job by Swift knocking that ball down. That could have been 6 points very easily.
And you saw Bianchi there almost as if he maybe heard me up in the booth here say he's not going to be a college quarterback. I'll tell you, he looked one way, the little shoulder fake, swiveled the other way, and then absolutely exploded his arm towards the goal line. That was an impressive throw right there. This kid's legit. Third and goal. He's going to sprint out like Bowler. Now he's going to feather it to the back of the end zone, and he just overthrows his receiver that time. It was intended for Gabe Van Eman. Fourth down, and you're going to figure they're going to probably go for it. I don't think they can kick field goals. Then there's a flag on the play.
You said he's going to feather it. Actually, he should have feathered it. It's tough to feather a ball when you're moving to your left at speed. He tried to kind of fire it in there, and it went too long.
It's funny. Both quarterbacks tonight have shown amazing skill and dexterity going left and throwing with their right hand. Something that's very difficult to do, but it seems that both coaches do not mind asking their quarterbacks to do it. You saw there players trying to execute. So what happened here, Stripes? Okay.
It's first and goal.
So it's first and goal. Okay.
First and goal, what, the 4 or 5? Did you catch the call, Max?
Yes, it was a face mask on Arlington.
Face mask, the third big penalty for the Spy Ponders down in the red zone.
Half the distance of the goal, and here's Bianchi trying to get the edge. He's going to cut in there. He puts those shoulders down, and when he does, he plows into the end zone. Anthony Bianchi, the 6'1", 200-pound super senior, does it again.
Penalties have been killer tonight.
Penalties have been a killer, Max. There's no question about it. Just when the Spy Ponders get something going defensively, and here we see Bianchi carrying the ball a little loosely with his right hand, but, you know, certainly using all of his 200 pounds to get in the end zone.
Well, something about Bianchi that there's no question about. He has got a little pep in his step, and one might even say a little bit of cockiness, and you can see it with the way he carries his body, his gait, his jog. He's good, and he absolutely knows it. And that time he pitches the ball to Hatfield, who waltzes into the end zone to give Lexington a 24-7 lead with 2:20. And Rob, the Spy Ponders are in deep trouble here, despite the fact that they really haven't played that bad.
The Spy Ponders are playing well. Lexington just has a little bit more in the. As Max just pointed out, you know, the Spy Ponders are not helping themselves out with those penalties. So we've seen 3 big plays over the top and 3 big penalties for the Spy Ponders, and that might be the difference. You agree, Max?
That was the second time when they were down on the goal line and they gave them a fresh set of downs. That one play with that was another face mask.
Yeah.
The penalties definitely have hurt. As we got the clock winds down, is about to wind down in the first half. I'm not sure I've really seen many other performances as dynamic and spectacular as Bianchi's has been in the first half. We had 2 legitimate bombs thrown. He's shown the ability to run the football. He's a power runner. He's got speed. He can throw it, pitch it. He's confident. I'm very impressed.
Well, so I'm looking at my score sheet here, and the Lexington scores have been a Bianchi run, Hatfield run for 2, Bianchi to Hatfield run for 2, Bianchi run, Hatfield run for 2. I think we see a trend developing here.
No doubt. And Rob, I will say this is you watch our broadcast. I'm not going to see here every week. That's the best one of the best I've seen. And I'm not saying it's the best, but it's hitting me in the face and saying, take note. This is impressive.
And
so
Luke uses the force in his kicks.
Sure does. So zigging and zagging and zooming for the Spy Ponders. Over the 50, to the 40. King Lynch finally brought down a touchdown saving tackle by Joe Timmons. Bang! Boom!
Huge play by the Spy Ponders, just what the doctor ordered. And another big play on special teams. Lynch running for 80 yards. One man to beat, couldn't quite beat him, but the Spy Ponders are in business.
They're in business, ready to go. They really needed that. He got tripped up once, didn't quit on the play. Finally got caught from behind by a couple of angry Lexington players who never stopped chugging. Impressive effort all around by both teams.
He's doing it on a bad hip, too. Trainer is stretching him out just before that drive, just before that play, and he's stretching him out again.
He's a super sophomore, Kanye Lynch.
Here's a double reverse here. Swift's going to throw it, but no, he's going to run it, and he walks into the end zone. Sam Swift, Peter Roach, Peter Roach says bing, bang, boom.
Peter Roach with a 10-yard play, and Riverboat Genren going deep into the playbook for the double reverse pass that was an option pass. Wow.
Wow is right. The ball changed hands 2 times. I didn't even know who had it. I said Peter Roach had it when in reality, I said, and I'm still getting confused. I said
it was Swift.
Swift had it when in reality it was Roach. And the Spy Ponders answer quickly, emphatically, and bing, bang, boom. We got a game on our hands.
13-24, so there's some excitement. Just when we thought we were out, they pull us back in.
The kick is up and the kick is good. And with 1:53 left in the first half, the Spy Ponders punch back, and they're down 24-14. And now we're right back where we were with 5 minutes left. The Spy Ponders got to say, hey, let's step up one time. Let's stop Bianchi and go to the half with some momentum.
Absolutely. And some big plays by the Spy Ponder there. Kanye Lynch with an 80-yard run, and then the super double reverse pass that wasn't a pass. And the Spy Ponders have been working on some ways to get yards. And they've been running screens tonight. They've been running draws, quarterback draws, and now we see the big double reverse and double reverse option. And this kind of creativity and effort has kept them in this ballgame.
It sure has, and you can kind of see what Coach Gendron's thought process here is. Hey, if our season isn't going how we want it, you've got to make a change. You've got to pivot and do something different. If that doesn't work, try something different. That doesn't work, try something different, but you never stop trying. And that's what they're doing out here. I love to see that. I'd love to see people that don't quit. And down on the play, tripping on maybe a little bit of a carpet bug there.
Did he quit?
Wait, I don't know. He didn't quit. Those carpet bugs will get you every time. Charles Marbley. And Marbley went down, and so now it's hold your breath time for the Spy Ponders as they've got to find a way to stop Bianchi. And the problem is it's not just Bianchi. It's Bianchi and Hatfield. And you don't know whether they're going to hand it to Hatfield or they're going to throw it to him, or whether Bianchi's going to run it. This is a tall task for the Spy Ponders.
Getting a little help from Stripes that time. Took about 7 seconds off the scoreboard after the play. Maybe that's what their Stripes is they're having a meeting of the minds here. Maybe that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, well, I can tell you what they're going to say is that they're going to tell both coaches that they're not going to be going by the clock on the scoreboard is what they're saying, that they're keeping it on the field, which the coaches know anyway. So I'm going to be starting the Stripes tonight, please. Anyway.
But that's exactly what's going on. So you see Genren looking up at the scoreboard and looking a little quizzical. We now have no idea how much time is left in this ballgame.
Of course. So for every other sport, in every other men, women's, at every other level, the score is kept by a clock. But here it's kept on the field, but they still have a clock. Okay, so anyway, 1st and 10 here. We're power positive on this broadcast. And there goes around the end, Joe Tibbles. And Tibbles, just when I'm saying it's Hatfield and Bianchi, Tibbles says, don't forget about me.
Tibbles, big back, runs hard. And, Lexington has a few weapons.
This is as advertised. As advertised. Here's Bianchi. He can run it or throw it. He's going to throw it. He puts it right on the money that time to Tibbles. And I'll tell you, this Bianchi can throw the ball with accuracy.
While moving to his left at speed. Tibbles that time put out his hand, and the ball kind of slammed into his hands.
That's funny. I'm going to be honest, Professor, and I know we do positive broadcasts up here, but we don't spend time, singing the praises of the opposition. But I'm running out of superlatives here with Bianchi. And right on cue, he makes a little stutter step, powers over the 30, 40, 35 to about the 33. Clock rolls coming up on 1:10, and they'll go fast.
Good player. That's how he gets away with wearing a long shirt under his.
It's funny, Rob. At this point, with him this dialed in all honesty, if I was coaching, I would say something to break his rhythm, getting his head. What's he gonna? He can't play much better. I mean, maybe he's gonna score on three plays instead of 4. I mean,
number 2 also has a kind of a light pink shirt under his.
So all right. So if we're gonna be in full disclosure, I know what they're doing. This is October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month in the NFL. In the NFL, players wear pink to show their solidarity for the cause. But there's no way that
it's not legal.
It's not legal at this level. That's not what this isn't an edict that went down to the high school from the NFL. And that's an offside. It's a free play. He can do what he wants with it. He's got an embarrassment of riches here. Now he's got a man to throw. Oh, and his first underthrow we've seen from him. And that time, I tell you, he had a couple of guys. He kind of looked one way and said, "Oh, you're kind of open." Look, the other said, "You're kind of open," and then he didn't really know what to do with it. And we finally see that he's human. He makes a mistake.
And another costly penalty by the Spy Ponders. Fourth of the ball game. This only 5 yards, but gives Lexington Minutemen a down to play with.
Max, when you're playing against a player like Bianchi, is that sometimes what causes those penalties? You're trying to maybe do a little too much?
Yeah, you're trying to make a play on a quarterback like him, and he has so many options. You got to try to do something to stop him.
I think that's
sometimes you go above and beyond.
Yeah,
too much.
You're trying a little too hard. You're in a spot maybe where you shouldn't be, or too quickly. I think that's what's really happening here. And now we got a timeout here, and it's going to be the Spy Ponders. They saw something they didn't like on a 1st and 5. And Rob, just to kind of piggyback on what I'm piggybacking my own statement. Do you kind of agree with that? That this Bianchi's, it's got to be saying to yourself, like, they're trying to do something to stop them, and sometimes you kind of maybe get out of your own assignment.
Yeah, that's a great point, Scott. That could be a lot of what's happening here. Certainly when they jump off sides, that's what's going on.
Well, it's funny because, as fans, we're fans, and you're in the booth, and you look up here, and the natural instinct is to say, hey, do something about 7, right? You look out, somebody tackle 7, do something with them.
Right.
But we know we play. It's not that easy. You have an assignment. You've got to match. But even players are human, and that's going in their mind. Hey, somebody do something with 7, and sometimes a player will go off assignment or jump over. And I think that's what we're seeing a little bit of. Anyway, 45 seconds left. Spy Ponders really got to.
You know what I have to say about that?
Yeah.
Somebody do something about 7. Please.
Well, did you ever heard the Adam Sandler joke about Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game?
No.
The coach in the huddle, who's guarding Wilt, who's guarding Wilt. Anyway, 1st and 5, and here's Bianchi. He's going to swing back the other way, and it sails over the hands. So Bianchi back-to-back mistakes. He underthrows, then he overthrows. Again, Bermaniciun. 2nd and 5, 40.5 seconds. You almost feel that George Peterson is not sure what he wants to run here, and he's almost getting a little too cute.
Note to Coach Gendron, though, I like that play.
I like it too.
Mark down that play. Right down that play. That is exactly the playbook of the Spy Ponders tonight, that kind of play.
So 2nd and 5, and Bianchi, that was a little bit of a weird, strange formation. It was a train from the tight train. Usually you see that train of 3 players in a line out by the numbers, but they were bunched in tight. That looked like an ill-conceived formation. And yeah, Stripes will bring them back 5. Somebody should have been on the line but wasn't. That's going to make George Peterson toss and turn this evening. 37.8 seconds left, but that's not official. Clock being kept on the ground. Now a little pump fake, and over the middle he goes, and he throws a strike after a couple of miscues. Joe Tibbles hauls in a TD pass on a strike fired by Bianchi.
Are they giving him the TD?
No, they're not. It's at the 1. And he's just going to bull his way in. They throw a flag, and that's going to be interesting. I'm assuming
I think they moved.
They did, and they're going to get him for legal procedure. So that's going to bring him back 5 yards. I apologize for I thought Tibbles got into the end zone, but he apparently didn't. He's down at the 1. They tried to quick snap it. Apparently he caught his own team off guard.
Tibbles almost got decapitated down there at the 1. Good play by the Sponders secondary, bringing him down and keeping him out of the end zone.
They are hitting tonight. Max, I'll tell you, are you feeling that up down there? Because I can tell you, we can feel it up here. These teams are rocking and rolling. And, Max, I'm going to ask you kind of a question that I'm not really sure if I haven't prepped you for this, but, you know, I was saying Bianchi might be a little bit of a showman. Is it possible he might be revving up these Spy Ponder players a little bit? They're jumping off sides. There's some rock-solid hits. This seems a little angry to me.
I think anytime someone like Bianchi is out there on the field, you want to try to stop him any way you can and just as tough as you can. He's a great player. He's a great player, and you have to make some kind of play to stop him, try to slow him down. And that big hits, that's part of the game at this point. You have to lay it on him.
There you go. So it is now 1st and goal from, I think that's the 5. A little step, a little pitch, and it goes through the hands of Hatfield. That's the first mistake we've seen Hatfield make. And the Spy Ponders are 11 seconds away, and we don't know what the official clock is. The officials had stopped the game earlier to say that they're running the clock on their own. So the Spy Ponders are 11 seconds away from dodging a major bullet here on 2nd down. You got to just let Bianchi run it here. I would reach block everyone to the left, have him run left, and pick a hole and then just barrel his way into it. This isn't complicated, folks. He tried to get him offside again. The ball hits the ground, but he picks it up and then gets creamed by a bunch of angry Spy Ponders. Clock rolls. Lexington will call a timeout. So we don't know how much time is worse. Clock says 4.7. Your TV screen says 3 seconds. The officials say it's something. Professor, you want to weigh in? You want to give a 4th option out there?
It's 3.6 seconds.
3.6. I say it's 5.2. Max, what do you think?
Clock time? I honestly thought there was one play earlier in the 2nd quarter where the refs were calling it for the clock to run, and the clock was stopped. So I think I thought it was less time, way less time than what was on the clock.
Maybe
but it seems like it's almost there. It's very. I honestly have not a clue what the time on the clock could be.
Max, I'm sorry for interrupting you there. Do you think it's like a soccer game where they just kind of add extra time until they figure out
stoppage time?
Right, stoppage time. And all right, guys. Well, we've seen enough. Let's go have some hot chocolate.
I'm going to ignore the baiting by my colleagues here, and it's 3rd and 7.
Big play here.
With yet to be named time left on the clock. We think it might be
3-6.
4-7. Bianchi's got time. He's rolling the wrong way. He's got to stop doing this, folks. And it works for him. It still works for him. This is the last play of the half, no matter what. He throws, and what do we got here? Oh, my gosh, they're going to say touchdown. They're going to say touchdown. That might be the most remarkable, inexplicable, unbelievable play of the season to date. Bianchi ran backwards 20 yards, out of the pocket, scrambled, ran towards the line of scrimmage, threw a strike, touchdown, Lexington. Holy cow, what happened, Rob?
Holding.
Well, I think what happened was holding.
End of the half. Holding penalty, no touchdown.
This is a mess. So
Bianchi throws.
I pound out the score, but it's still 24.
It was Gabe Van Eman who made a spectacular catch on a beautiful pass by Bianchi, who made the most inexplicable play of the year. But Max, as usual, has been dynamite. Mad Max on the penalty pickups. It was indeed a holding, as you saw it there. And now they're going to call the Spy Ponders back, but that's a 10-second runoff. Come on, guys. That's it.
Wait 1 sec. I'm going to try to figure out what's going on.
Look at this meeting of the minds here. They're not being transparent. If I'm gendering, I am in the locker room. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I guess you got to get it right. I know in the NFL there's a 10-second runoff. I don't know here. I really should keep.
Maybe it was 10-second runoff and there was more than 10 seconds left on the clock.
It's very possible, Rob. Seriously, it really is, because how could it be? How can that not? If that's the last play of the half, right? How could it? It's a penalty on Lexington. There's no way you could run an untimed down. It's impossible. It wouldn't make any sense. Then if that was the case, you would hold in every play, so you would have an untimed down.
Yeah,
right.
You'd hold on every.
You'd hold on every play.
Maybe they are. So they're going to get another shot at the end zone from it. Looks like the 20. It's third down.
So this is not. Well, it can't be an untimed down. So the scoreboard and your television at home says 0 seconds left. That's not the truth, folks, because that would mean this is an untimed down. It is not an untimed down. It could not have been an untimed down if it was holding its Lexington, which it was, because they called it. They marked it off. Lexington has called a timeout. They're out of timeouts. They've now graciously, thanks so much, Stripes. You've really handled this.
We want the truth.
I can't handle the truth is what the problem is up here. And it's the third down and goal. Bianchi with a, what are we going to call this? With how many seconds left? Unknown seconds. It's not on time, so it's not 0. It's not, and it's definitely not the last play of the half.
This is a little ridiculous.
Isn't it? Right? Thank you. Thank you, partner.
They score here.
Now this is okay. So Bianchi's got time. He's flushed out. He's going backwards again. He's going to try to do the same thing again. It's literally the exact same play. I'm feeling I'm watching a replay. Now he throws up for grabs. He's got a man down there, and it is. Oh, beautiful play! What a phenomenal play! Wow!
Peter
Roach comes in and says, "No way, not on my watch!" And an amazingly frustrating, spectacular, exhilarating first half ends on an inexplicable, fantastic, phenomenal, crazy play.
That was all that, Scott. Wow, Bianchi went again deep into the pocket. Play breaks down. We'll see it here.
It was a miracle.
He rolls out to the right. Gets hit as he throws the ball all the way across the field. Looks like it might get caught. And Peter Roach rips it away. Great play by Peter Roach to end the half.
Outstanding play by Peter Roach. What he did great there is he played through to the end of the play. The receiver had the football, but the play isn't over till the receiver hits the ground and completes the catch. And Roach knew that and didn't quit. And Rob, that's really kind of what that play is almost symbolic of the first half of the Spy Ponders. No doubt, Bianchi's been dynamite and super sensational, but the Spy Ponders never quit.
Absolutely. What a call, Scott. That's absolutely emblematic of the whole half. And the passion that Roach showed as he got up from that play and the excitement last week at Woburn, the Ponders were down 28-0 at halftime, came out and rallied. Tonight, 24-14, it's anybody's ballgame.
Anybody's ball game, and Rob, as we take a breath here, I have to say that was one of the most exhilarating and exciting first halves I've ever seen at Pierce Field, and certainly the Spy Ponders didn't disappoint with their effort and execution, but most certainly Bianchi's the real deal.
He's absolutely the real deal, and it was the big play for Lexington that really made the difference in the first half. It was the big over-the-top plays from Bianchi to Hatfield, and this 1-2 punch is really something to behold. So far, the Spy Ponders, though, have responded well.
And Max, so you're a neophyte Arlington sports broadcaster, and have you seen a player on this field more dynamic and super sensational than Bianchi?
No, I think he's the best quarterback we've seen. I'm going to be honest. He has the arm, he has the legs. tall, has a weight to him. I mean, he's a prototypical college quarterback, honestly.
So, Rob, that said, so we're here, we're singing the praises of Bianchi, but the task with the Spy Ponders is they got to stop him. What do you do?
Yeah, what do you do? Actually,
home.
they've been hitting him pretty hard.
Sure have.
He's been running, and
No
they've
doubt.
been putting a lot of hats on him. And I think you just want to keep on. Any chance you get a shot at Bianchi, you take the shot.
I think you're right, and I think, when I asked you that, I look, you were a little bit like, I don't know, and maybe there is no real answer. Maybe the answer is just what you said. We keep trying to do what we're doing. We keep pacing them, we keep hitting them hard, and we don't stop trying. And if we do that, we think we can eventually slow them down. You chip away, don't quit. See what happens, And so the end of the first half, the Spy Ponders down 24-14 to their crosstown rivals Lexington, and we'll be back right after these messages.
Football team, who will be escorted by the Arlington High School cheerleaders.
And we're back. This Spy Ponder football game against Lexington is brought to you by the Scary Movie Boot Camp, hosted by Arlington Community Media. Come on by Studio A on 86 Park Ave every Wednesday through October and learn how to make a spooky short film. No experience needed. Final screenings will be shown on October 31st. And folks, if this continues, Bianchi's going to come down and scare everyone by coming in and scrambling to the right and throwing back to his left. And Peter Roach will come in and end scene. Anyway, Rob, that sounds like a great little thing for a great opportunity for those in the Arlington area to come down and make a scary movie.
So, Scott, we want to know, do you have a favorite scary movie?
I don't like scary movies. I'll tell you exactly. So here's my two scary movies. My favorite scary movie is probably the one about the zombies, which scare me a lot, with Will Smith.
I don't know.
One or something. Oh, gosh.
Aliens or something?
Whatever. He was the guy that was going to be the last guy on Earth. And they had zombies. And my daughter, when she was in 3rd grade, asked to watch it. I agreed, but would only watch it without the sound.
And you were more scared than the 3rd grader.
Yeah, she wanted to put the sound on. I wouldn't allow her to because it was scaring me too much.
Oh,
I have issues with zombies.
So does the dog Harley, when the zombies come on the screen, go crazy?
It depends if they're holding cheese or some sort of snack. I don't think he minds zombies much at all. Harley is the type of dog that an armed robbery could come, and as long as they handed him a nice little snack of a treat or something, he'd allow them right through.
My favorite scary movie?
Yeah,
I'm going to go all the way back into the 80s. The Hitcher.
I don't even know what that is.
The Hitcher.
What's that?
But few viewers will know that because it goes all the way back into the 80s. However, I will tell you, I watched The Hitcher and could not feel my legs 5 minutes into the movie. Literally could not feel my legs.
So I got to ask you. So all these people that are going to come out, they want to make these scary movies. People like you are going to watch them. Tell me, you said that this is your favorite scary movie. It made you so scared you couldn't move your legs. Why would you want to do that? Why do you find that interesting? I don't like doing that.
Because I like scary movies, and I'm going to go to the Scary Movie Boot Camp Wednesdays in October from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in Arlington.
Very good. And I'll tell you, I'll bring Bianchi down to Studio A on 85 Park Avenue every Wednesday through October and learn how to make a spooky movie because he's going to come in there and scare everyone to death. But so the Spy Ponders trail 24-14. Pop a Coke, grab a bag of chips, we'll be back to the second half. Bing, bang, boom.
The Arlington High School Building Committee Chair got right to the point at the Forum on Rebuilding the High School that the $308 million projected cost has a lot of wiggle room that could bring it down, and they will not be preserving the 2 older buildings that make up the stately look of the school.
The constraints and trade-offs involved in this huge project mean that everyone will have something in the final design that they wish could be different. The educational plan and vision is what is guiding the design and development of the new Arlington High School.
The education plan developed by high school leaders and teachers originally pointed to a renovation addition option as the best environment to teach kids, but also the most expensive. After public input last spring, the building committee narrowed down 2 renovation addition choices and 2 all-new options to 1, ultimately submitting a design for all-new construction of the high school to the Massachusetts School Building Authority, leaving some residents at the first forum since then feeling out of sorts.
When we last, as a group, convened in this hall to look at a variety of different choices and to really think about what we cared about. And at that point, I know I left with a clear sense of, gee, I really care about that wonderful facade, that open space on the Mass Ave. But that changed radically when we came back from summer vacation and we heard about all the work that the group had done. I want you to think about it from the outsider's perspective on what a surprise, sometimes shock, that was to us.
Option 3A, that has now been approved to go forward in the MSBA's funding reimbursement process, expected to be about 40% of the total cost, places 2 wings on the front lawn and 2 others in the back, freeing up space for traffic and fields there. HMFH architect Lori Cowell said the design makes way for more usable open space, such as an amphitheater and environmental garden.
The mature trees in the front green remain, but that we are actually creating other green, open spaces that are more contiguous and connected to the school so that the educators can comfortably send those kids out and use that space, which is not what happens now. So it's more of a production to get out to the front green, and there isn't anything there.
I want to commend the landscape work that's been done, which I think is very thoughtful. But I'm also concerned about the loss of the lawn, which is not solely a high school space. This is a community space, and I think your comment, which was a little inadvertent, you said, there really isn't anything there. And to me, that's the point of open space, is that there's nothing there.
Others noted that the decision to knock down the 1914 Fusco House and 1938 Column House with its iconic look takes something away from the town as well.
I always loved going by the high school with the huge sweep of the lawn and that beautiful building, and it was a majestic view.
One participant brought the focus back to the students.
But when something's got to give, let's put the priority on the future and our children.
Alan Jones, who is vice chair of the town's finance committee, told the high school building committee that if they don't have the heart of the voters, they won't have the money, as a town-wide vote is needed in order to raise taxes for the project.
I'm looking for the win-win. I'm challenging everyone to come up with a win-win. We don't want to lose a single vote. We want the debt exclusion to pass so we can have the great educational program. Without the debt exclusion, it's back to square one, and nobody wants that.
Brenda Mahoney, Arlington Public News.
The Rail Trail celebration included bike and art enthusiasts from Arlington, Lexington, and Bedford. All the celebrants showed their love by writing haikus on the bikeway as part of the poetry section organized by Arlington Public Art. 10 miles of the Minuteman Bikeway now feature colorful stencils by locals. Inspiring creative projects like this continue to motivate all who come by here, whether it's on wheels or by foot. I'm Stephanie Wittenbach for Arlington Public News.
we're back as the Spy Ponders stretch out and get ready for a big bang boom second half. They trail 24-14. And Rob, before you go into your first half recap of the scoring, I just want to let the audience know, help everyone kind of process what happened there at the end of the half as we understand it. It would appear to us that although there was a penalty on Lexington, which the clock said 0, would have been a runoff of 10 seconds. There's nobody, we couldn't have played another play. We believe the clock was being kept on the field, and there had to have been time left, maybe 1, 2, 3 seconds left. That's why the extra play was run. Bianchi scrambled, very similar to the play before that. Throw to the end zone, the pass was broken up magnificently by the Spy Ponders, but there's a lot of confusion there. We're talking to some people in the stands here that they weren't really sure what happened there, and that's the real danger and the problem I have with this, the time being kept on the field. So with that said, Rob, and we're going to get to you, the scoring, when we get a chance, but we're about to kick off here, Rob. So, kind of more of the same if you're Lexington, but if you're the Spy Ponders, they've got to do something about Bianchi.
They do, and we talked about that before halftime. And I think they've got to put their hats on him when he runs the ball. They got to try to put as much beef into his belly as they can and try to wear him down.
So here goes Hatfield, picks up where he left off in the first half. Another violent tackle out of bounds that time by Aiden Wu McGinty. And Rob, I was telling Max before when you stepped away, I said, I don't think that with the Spy Ponders, that they need not really overreact by the 5-6 yarders by Bianchi. If Coach George Peterson of Lexington wants to run Bianchi 55 times tonight, that's fine. We're going to make him pay for it. He's going to, it's a long season. How much are they going to really put this guy at risk? This is not a running back. This is a 6 foot, 200-pound quarterback. He's their whole team. I just wouldn't overreact. So anyway, 1st and 10 for Lexington. Ball is at the 35. And they do run Bianchi off tackle. Big hit right off the bat there. Getting a hat on him was Charles Gillis, and Gillis has played mean tonight.
Gillis is tough. Gillis and Mazzy in the trenches have done yeoman's work, and they've really kind of stood Lexington up in the middle, and Lexington has a pretty big offensive line.
This is the hardest hitting game at this field I've seen, definitely this year, and there's some time, and here goes a bomb, and it's picked off, and the Spy Ponders pick up right where they left off. That time a phenomenal interception there by Sam Swift. Bing, bang.
Great interception by Swift, and that time Bianchi just kind of threw a duck. And could it be that that kind of punch in the gut on first down took the wind out of him, made it hard for him to throw a big bomb downfield on second down?
He got absolutely drilled on first down, and that's what I meant, exactly what I meant when I was talking about George Peterson kind of challenging. Are you going to run this kid 50 times tonight? Because that's what he's on pace for right now, and that takes a toll. That's part of what football is about, attrition. There's certain backs can run certain plays, and that's part of it. What can you take? And there's no doubt he was affected by that monster hit by Gillis. Here's a sweep. Spy Ponders are going to try to get their running game going. And out to the outside, that time Pazia gets the edge. And a positive game for Pazia.
And the Spy Ponders come out running on first down, creates a 2nd and 5, and sets up hopefully another drive where they can kind of execute a good long drive, 10, 11 plays and put it in the end zone, and 1st and 5 is a good start to that.
Spy Ponders look inspired right now. I can feel the energy from up here in the booth. This game is electric on no matter what anybody says on both sides of the ball, but the Spy Ponders a little pep in their step. Let's see if I'm identifying that correctly. So 2nd and 5. They're going to run it here, and it's going to pass you right up the gut. He's stopped up by a couple of angry Minutemen, and So, Rob, right off the bat, Coach Jenner said, you know, guys, we're going to run this football. 3rd and 3. Clock rolls coming up on 9:20 left in the third quarter. Spy Ponders down 10, 24-14. 3rd and 3. Now, this will be interesting if they don't get this, where they go for this if they gain yardage here.
I feel this is a big play.
This is a you beat me to that one, Rob, I'll tell you.
We got a timeout. Coach Jenner agreed.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. This is a big play here. They really need this first down, and if they don't get it, I think if they don't go backwards, I think they got to go for a partner. What do you think?
Well, what do I think? Well, you and I disagree on this. I think it'd be an overreaction at this stage to go for it on your own 29-yard line. The question to me is what you run here. I would like to see them run some sort of misdirection, little screen, little draw, maybe a keeper from bowler.
If I'm not going for it on 4th, I'm going to throw it here. If I'm going for it, I'm going to run bowler. He can run if he wants. He's going to throw it. It'll pitch and catch that time. Did they say he had it, or did he?
Well, he had it, but they're saying he got ripped out of his hands.
Same play in the end zone there.
Yep, Roach ripped it out of his hands. What's good for the Goose is good for the Gander, say the Minutemen.
Sure is. Both teams kind of learning from each other, and when you get a really highly contested game, that's what happens a lot. Teams kind of there's a flavor and a flow of the game, and players kind of you doing that, and they kind of see that a lot in highly contested games. I think he's kind of saw it right there. So they've remembered.
And and it's too bad because he had him and he put the ball right on his hands.
Nice play. So they do take the professor's advice and punt it away to Tibbles. And Tibbles goes over the 50, and that's why, Rob. And there's a flag going to bring him back, but that's why I don't punt there. What did you gain from that? You got 10 yards, but we're going to debate this one. We'll be in the old folks' home. We'll be going after this one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, given the ball on the 29-yard line, it's just quite a lot. Tibbles got a nice bounce there. It was almost a big punt. He picked it up on the 30-yard line, so that was a 40-yard punt. It was just a nice return.
It was very nice return. The kid's got a good leg, so that certainly works in your favor, most definitely. You know, it's and certainly with now that it's just like the right decision. I just like debating. So 1st and 10 for Lexington, and now Bianchi will get a second crack at it. Let's see if they ease up on running him off tackle. I don't think the Spy Ponders are going to blitz much. I think they're going to stay in their base defense and just hit these guys hard.
Well, that's exactly what they did there. It looked like they just kind of tried to stand up at the line of scrimmage and read the play and react. And that time it was the right call. And once again, the interior defense of the Spy Ponders stiffens.
It stiffens, and it's been stout all game despite what Lexington's been able to do. And this is a nice play call here. Another big hit that time as Adam Bowler comes in and absolutely levels Joe Tibbles. Wow.
Adam Bowler making the stop. Man,
Holy
this is
cow.
Bowler's fixing his shoulder pads out there like he wants to do it again.
No doubt. No, this is a free play here. This is a free play. And he got crunched again. Wow, he pays for those. You know, he comes up complaining, and
they're not going to give it to him.
They're not going to give it to him, Rob. And I'm going to be very candid here. And be careful what I say. We've been speculating if maybe Bianchi is a little bit of a showman, maybe. And if you are, a lot of times these officials are going to be very vigilant to make sure that they call it fair.
Right. Well said. Well said, Scott. And the Minutemen are clapping about something. Are they clapping about the offside?
They are. And
come on, guys.
Exactly. And so I'm not going to be candid here. So, but I that's not excellent. It's just not. 1st and 5. Pitch and a little catch that time. Out it goes. And there's Hatfield.
Well, that wasn't Hatfield. That is Tristan Quander.
And Tristan Quander does a little Texas two-step, and he's out of bounds for another first down for Lexington. Now Lexington, they've kind of pivoted now. Arlington's in their base defense. See Lexington going to those little quick screens.
Excuse me, I called that wrong. That was Jack Martian, senior slot.
And here's Tibbles again with those little quick little one-hitter, little step.
Dirty laundry on the field.
Yep.
And that's going to be called back, I believe.
That's the issue that you have with those quick little screens. They're so quick that you get blocking, and here you see two holding. That's Jack Marson, and that's your issue with those guys. Those receivers are not blockers by trade, and they like to get their hands in there and grab because they don't know how they're supposed to do it legally.
Yep.
Because you've seen the Spy Ponders, they've made Lexington pivot. They made a move. They've been in their base defense. Lexington's now trying to do something different.
Yep.
Heck of a game.
It's a good game.
Sure is. This is a really good game.
Passionate, fun, hard hitting. A couple of evenly matched teams. They got the feeling there's a little bad blood out there tonight.
Nothing wrong with bad blood, folks. I've said this for years. Healthy competition, even angry competition, as long as it stays within the rules and no one's trying to hurt someone else on purpose, that is healthy sport. Being angry on an athletic field is not unhealthy. 1st and 20. Here's Bianchi. He gets crunched again. Who was that? That is a big hit.
Second down, 20 to go.
I want to get right. That's Joey Pazia who got in there. They did blitz that time. Pazia got in there and took Bianchi down, and it's going to be 2nd and long.
So as an ex quarterback, I will tell you that that stuff that we're seeing out there on Bianchi wears.
It absolutely wears. This is a screen here, and this is where him going backwards actually helps him because that's his natural progression. And another rip to the ground that time.
Another rip to the ground, and the Lexington coaching staff is now searching for a way to get the pressure off Bianchi going to that screen.
Aiden Wu-Ginty there ripped the ball carrier to the ground. This is getting fierce.
What do you say, 3rd in California at this point?
3rd in California for Bianchi. That's 5 yards. And right now, Rob, I don't know what you'd say. I would say that right now Lexington is a little bit off kilter. They're off step. They're getting, if maybe we were speculating they were a little bit of a showman in the first half, they're kind of getting that push back in their face right now.
Absolutely, and Arlington is getting momentum from their defensive play and their passionate tackling.
This is outstanding. 3rd in California plus Hawaii.
Otherwise known as 28.
See what Bianchi's got up his sleeve here. This is where Bianchi is dangerous, and they kind of bail out, and that's right there. Right there you are seeing the effects of the hits on Bianchi. Earlier in the game, they would have let him do something improvised, run backwards, do that kind of nonsense he does. Well, it's not really nonsense because
it works.
But they're not going to risk it there. They're going to kind of put the white flag up and say, let's hand the ball off and let Hatfield get a couple of more hits because he's a running back, and there you go.
There you go. And now Bianchi's going to kick it.
He does do it all. Gets a decent kickoff. Oh, this kid's something else. So they'll down it at about the outstanding kick by Bianchi at about the 17. So Bianchi throws it, kicks it, he tackles it,
fries it up in a pan.
I mean, holy cow, unbelievable. Max, what can't this Bianchi do?
I don't know. It looks like he can play every position on the field. They might have to copy him a few times, and they'll have him at every spot.
Well, I will point out, though, but seriously, he's been playing two ways. He's not on defense right now. They're going to give him a little bit of a break. I think he took a beating on that possession.
I think he's taken a beating since the moment he stepped on the field, but specifically in the second half. The Spy Ponders really stopped getting cute. They said, okay, you come to us, and when you get there, we're going to meet you with vicious power. And there's a nice pass.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Was that Roach?
Yes.
Great job by Roach coming back to the ball that time. It looks like his leg is cramping up a little bit, but the ball was underthrown a little bit. And watch Roach circle around the defender and come and meet the ball, and that's exactly what a receiver is supposed to do, is go through the ball. That's what Peter Roach did. Big first down.
First down coming up on 5:50 left in the third. Spy Ponders down 24-14. Here's a little draw. And zigging and zagging and not really zooming is Pazia. And the Spy Ponders continue to try to find ways to get runs other than Bowler to have success.
And that time Lexington did a little passionate tackling of their own. They got 4 hats on the football, and Pazia felt the brunt of that.
Well, let's make no mistake. Certainly we bend towards the Arlington side here, but when we're saying this is hard hitting, it takes 2 to tango, and Lexington is putting hats on helmets too. So second and a long 9, and Bowler will sprint out, and he can run if he wants. He's been able to run all day. Another pitch and a beautiful catch that time by Maniti. And Bowler is just throwing these darts.
He threw it in a tight window that time. And credit Maniti by knowing exactly where the first down marker was. He goes to his right, he fires it, and almost knocked away by the Lexington defender, but Maniti caught the ball a yard over the first down marker.
That's what you call a tight window. That was
a very tight, and
perfect.
that was a tight and a closing window.
100%. We've seen that's been something that's happened all game long on both catches and holes in the line of scrimmage. They close hard and fast. So finding the edge and getting absolutely lassoed out of bounds is Peter Roach. He comes up a little bit lame, holding his
left leg.
Left hamstring, but this is a game he's going to stay in there. And these teams continue to rock him, sock him.
That was a vicious hit. It was a legal hit.
Sure was.
Pretty close to a horse collar, but it was not. Pretty close to out of bounds, but it was not.
Right. Got to play by the rules, and that's in the rules. You know, football is not for the faint of heart. So empty set now. We've seen bowlers had success with this all year. I actually like it when they there's a lot of options they can do out of this. And he's going to run it, and I like that play. And he zigs and zags, and now he zooms. And here goes Bowler to the 30. He's going to go all the way, and we have a ball game. Bing, bang, boom.
Wow, 52-yard run by Adam Bowler. An empty set. Leo Maniti came down and did a cross block to spring him. Adam Bowler then speeds into the end zone from midfield.
Bowler shows his wheels. He got to the outside, turned the jets on, and just blew the doors off of everyone. And partner, you've got to start questioning now, how long can they keep Bianchi on the sidelines? This is a player that has such an impact that when he steps off the football field, this Lexington is a different ball club. You saw it there. Arlington marches right down the field, scores a touchdown, and Swift trying to cut it to 3. Kick is up. And the kick is good. And with 4:14 left in the third quarter, the game has tightened up, and the Spy Ponders are down 24-21. Wow.
WOW, this is a super fun ball game. And the Spy Ponders are doing everything right this half. They had a big defensive stand on the first possession, their first offensive possession. I like that play call. The empty set, Bowler up the middle. The Spy Ponders have come with quite a bit of creativity tonight in the play calling. And sometimes when you're creative, you outrun your ability to execute. But the Ponders are executing everything that Coach Gendron is asking of them tonight.
It's been a hallmark of the Coach Gendron teams. I've said it for years, Rob. I know we were both on the same page here. Coach Gendron trusts his players, and he that's why his playbook is vast. He says, we're going to run this play. Well, you know, some teams say, well, I can't run this play because I don't know if this player can run this play. Coach just believes in the players, and he gets rewarded in plays like that. So that's an unfortunate event for the Spy Ponders. They kick it out of bounds. That means they'll come back. I think they re-kick at the high school level. And you never want to see you got to get rid of this rule. You don't want players running twice on kickoffs, right?
Well,
do they play to the 35?
I'll tell you one thing is that Mason Hatfield makes it difficult to want to kick the football deep down the middle. And when you have Hatfield back there, you have a real weapon, and the Ponders have done a good job on special teams, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were trying to kick the ball away from Hatfield.
Well, and I can tell you if this game's tight with the game on the line, Bianchi's going to be back there returning that kick. There's just no way they wouldn't put him on the football field when they needed a dynamic and dynamite play. 1st and 10 now. Let's see if they give it to Hatfield. No, he's going to keep it. And he goes over the right-hand side, plows, and he seems to have eaten his spinach on the sidelines, getting his reps. Bianchi goes over the A-gap from
his spinach, a Popeye reference. Popeye a scary movie? No? That's the Scott Zwick speed. Is Popeye.
Sure.
Popeye. And Bianchi did a good job selling the fake that time to Hatfield.
So it's
running up the middle.
It's actually a little over 10 as they give him a 1st down. And this time he hands it off to Hatfield, and he zigs and zags, gets the outside, turns the Jets on, still in bounds, spins, and down to the 30 goes Hatfield. Finally broken up, brought down, wrapped down by Ryan Heelan, the junior defensive lineman. Amazing that a defensive lineman makes a play 30 yards downfield, but everyone's playing hard, and this Hatfield can play.
So hustle play, and Peter Roach is stretching out on the sideline. He's not going back out into the game. He's got something going on with his right leg there.
And there goes Hatfield, zigzag, zooms and spins, and then again gets hit hard from behind. Oh, holy cow, moly, these guys are hitting. That time it's Skylar Mills who doesn't quit on the play. And here's Bianchi, and he answers back by lowering his shoulder and raises his arms in jubilation.
Wow, nice run by Bianchi. That play, it looked like he had his choice of where to run. It looked like he had some open field to the right, but he saw a lane down the middle, and he darted for it, and he made the good call.
He does a great job of getting his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage and plowing forward for extra yards. Bianchi's been absolutely dynamite tonight. The rest certainly helped him. A big answer for Lexington. Things were going south for them big time. Hatfield and Bianchi answered. Now here's Bianchi for the 2-pointer, and it's a pitch, and it's a catch that time by Misay Mercith. And Mercith makes the game 32-21 with 3:10 left in the 3rd.
It's getting cold down here, guys. It was not supposed to get into the 40s. I just checked the weather. It's going to go into the mid-40s by the time this game ends.
And Max, is the field, sometimes when it gets cold early in October, the field can get damp, moist, a little slippery. What do you think from down on the field? Yeah, put your foot on there, Matt. Oh, hands. Look at Max on his hands and knees. Outstanding.
You were right. It's condensation on the field. Probably has something to do with these, looks like leg cramps, leg strains going on. There's been at least 3 players getting their hamstrings stretched out down here on the sidelines.
Well, Roach has been chronic, and we see Skylar Mills now getting stretched out on the sidelines. Max, you called it. It is exactly 49 degrees out, and the feels like is 49 degrees.
Well, to me it feels like it's freezing out because I don't like it when it's cold, and I certainly don't like it when it's cold for the first time in a long time. So, Swift is back deep, but it won't get to him. It's kicked to somebody up front, They try to do something with they can't, and again, Rob, we've seen this for years now. This is kind of almost standard operating procedure at our high school level. These little short, poppy high kicks where they say, okay, you want to get the ball at the 35, that's great. You're just not going to get it over the 50.
That makes sense to me.
It's funny. I don't know if you remember. I hated it I had a strong dislike for it. I'm now on board. I've seen too many of these guys cross the 50. I'm going to say to myself, you know what? Getting it at the 35 will live the fight.
Well, yeah, and tonight we see Kanye Lynch, the super sophomore, with a big run for 80-yard run to set up the touchdown, right?
100%. 1st and 10 for Bowler, and he goes empty again. Now he's going to sprint out. He's going to throw deep, steps into it. He's got a man down there. That could have been pass interference, but in a game this physical, I actually like that Stripes doesn't throw the flag there. What do you think, partner?
Pass interference could have gone pass interference either way. I mean, I thought it was a good play by the DB, kind of posted up Swift. We'll see it again here.
I think they're fighting for the ball here, Professor. The 13, that's Ben Byrne. He
just kind of sealed Swift, so he couldn't come back to the ball. And, Swift didn't really go over his back. Clean play.
Good clean play. You like to see players fighting for the ball, and that's what happened there. So 2nd and 10. I love they went. My guess, Rob, is that they could probably run anything empty, and if you were to run your motion, you could change that on the fly. Just motion your back to where you're supposed to be. So now let's pitch. Over the top, broken up, intended for McGivory.
Oh, too bad. It looked like he had McGivory behind the defense, and somebody's hurt down there.
It's Roach again.
Is that Roach again?
It was not McGivory. Everybody got mistaken that time. It was not McGivory. It was Peter Roach, and Roach just cannot shake these cramps. I'm assuming that's his right part. I mean, if he had a legit muscle pull, I wouldn't think they would let him back in this ballgame. Oh, that was McGivory.
McGivory that they went to, but it's Roach holding his ankle right there, holding his leg, and they're persistent cramps. It's odd, Scott, though, because I think of a cramp as something that's intense, lasts a long time, and it's gone. These seems to be very short, very violent. Roach will get up, he'll play the next play. But he maybe has gone to that well once too often.
Well, this is usually a case of dehydration, but it's something you usually only see early in the season when it's hot and the muscles aren't used to this kind of stress, strenuousness. And I've been a proponent of this for years on all these levels, that there has to be a breaking point of when the enough has to be enough. You cannot keep going. And he's been down and I could not respect a player more than Roach. I'm not saying he's doing anything wrong. Of course the player wants to come back in the ball game, but there's got to be a point where we're going to say, if enough is enough. There's got to be an end point to this. No, I mean, can you go down at the end of every play and be hauled, be taken off?
I don't think you can, and I don't think it's smart or healthy for the player either. I mean, it's been after I think every play for the last 4 or 5 plays.
I know. I'm hoping they're going to maybe give him a little bit of a rest. So
and meanwhile, Jenrin's taking his shots here the last two times. He's gone deep, and that time McGivory looked to have a step. The play developed a little bit too slowly.
So this is a big play, folks. This is a big play. Trips to the bottom of your screen. It's going to be a draw. They've had a lot of success with this. He gets caught from behind, but stays on his feet. Stumbling and bumbling and gets hit by friendly fire and taken down that time by
ouch.
Luke Butler, and almost a touchdown saving play of Butler. And if they didn't have the first, they're going to have to go for it. What do you think, partner?
They're not going to get the first. It's going to be fourth, and they're at the 45. I think I think they very well might go for it.
Well, I'll tell you what I'd run right here. I'd go empty out of the shotgun and then have Bowler come up to the line of scrimmage and just snap it. When you're empty, the coaching staff is going to start yelling, run, run, run. It's a run, it's a sneak, whatever. But that's just not what the defenders don't get it in their mind. When they see empty, they think pass, because they should think pass. It's a logical way to think. That's what I would do. And Spy Ponders, I believe they've done that in the past, no?
They have, and this is, I think you're right, Scott. This is a very, very
huge
big play call.
It's a huge play.
Huge play.
this is your best 1-yard run play, and
I think so.
I
don't like putting the ball in the air here. I too many bad things can happen. I like keeping the ball on the ground
And Adam Bowler's been the most trusted runner with the ball all season, and so
Pazia just came out of the game.
Yeah, and I think that this is that while they haven't run that play this year, I don't believe the one where he starts in an empty shotgun set and then runs into snap and under center. I've seen it in the past, and I would like to see that type of a play. So 4th down, they're not going to punt it.
They got Lexington has big Zhao Zhu. If that is, Zhao Ji, defensive tackle, 6'5", 300, gumming up the middle there.
We'll see where he lines up. Left A gap. Snap the ball. He's got this if he goes. Oh, he got hit.
Oh, they're not going to get it.
They're not, and they went right into the teeth of that defense. And big 66 Zhao Z says, not on my watch. I'm 6'5", 300.
Well, they've got G at 6'5", 300. Number 75 Case Cronin is 6'4", 230. Wow. Right?
And they both they got him at the same time. I mean, this bowler was chugging. He was moving. And I don't know what we got here. I guess they're going to measure this.
They're going to measure it, but he didn't get it.
He didn't get this.
He didn't get it.
No, this is yard short. Well, although I've seen wrong all year.
The previous
no way he got this.
Right.
They really got this.
No.
Oh!
It's a first.
Oh!
Never mind.
Matter of inches. Matter of inches.
Yeah.
It looked like the two refs, the ref coming from the far side of the field had it short. The ref coming from the near side of the field was going to give it to him. Yeah. I was looking to see who got the ball tossed to them.
Well,
right?
There's the
if
old,
they tossed it right, it would have been a first down. They tossed it left, it would not have been.
That's a left foot, right foot John Madden joke or complaint he used to always say. When the guy who catches the ball comes down, does he put it on his right foot or his left foot? That's what the first down comes down to.
Yeah, right.
And there's no real way that they do it, you know.
Yeah.
And that's just a little
rules trivia, but it's relevant.
Yo, yeah, 100%. I mean, that's how close these things are.
But he did not get that. He did not get
not even close. And a little pitch and a little catch. They've had some success with this tonight. They've also had some struggles. That time it's Jack Martin on those little, I guess what do you call them, bubble screens, Rob?
I would say that's a bubble. That's a bubble screen.
So 1:47 left in the third on a game that's going by at a snail's pace. But at this type of action, I don't mind. And partner, but we are now at what I would say is that kind of that breaking point where the Spy Ponders would be well served to not give up points here.
No question about it. Down 11, 1:47 to go in the third quarter, and that would put pressure on Bowler and the Spy Ponders to throw the ball and give Lexington an opportunity to tee off. Not saying they couldn't do it, but it makes it tougher.
The game would take on a whole different flavor as they march off a penalty that I didn't recall them.
Max, did you see what that was?
Honestly, I did not see what the penalty was.
It probably was a hold on the bubble screen. They've had a lot of trouble with it. And here's the super senior, super sophomore, Mason Hatfield, 5'6", 140.
Is he a sophomore?
It probably will be a
sophomore.
Probably will be a super senior by the time this is over. The way he plays, he's a great player.
He is. There he goes again. They go fast this time, and he goes over the right-hand side, wrapped up by a whole host of angry Spy Ponders, led by big 69 Tim Mazzy, and Mazzy's played well. 3rd and 3, probably 4 down territory here, and Hatfield zigs and zags, and he can't zoom. That time wrapped up, a nice play. Gustavo.
Outstanding play by Gustavo. Sticking with Hatfield. Hatfield tried to juke him, and Gustavo had absolutely kind of none of it. Sometimes a runner can provide a little bit too much juke and drive, and you know, try to go left, try to go right, and the Gustavo just kind of let him do his thing and then come right into his arms.
It's the old adage, you see somebody in basketball that makes a lot of plays. Eventually, after a while, you just keep an eye on that belly button, because the belly button isn't going anywhere but where the player's going. And if you're doing several zigs and zags and jitterbug type moves, the belly button's going to basically end up in the same place it started. And you keep doing that, the players figure that out. Don't go with the jukes. Go where he started, and then he's going to end up back there. Anyway, 4th and 5 here. And what do you think here? Is that Peter Roach again?
No, is it Peter Roach again? Can you see who's down on the field there, Max?
It's not Peter Roach.
It's not Peter Roach, but I mean,
No.
folks, if you're watching this at home, the week of the game, send some bananas down to Piercefield for practice. Get these boys some bananas to take care of these cramps.
Potassium?
A little potassium is what I meant. Yeah.
Potassium? What does that do?
It fights off cramps. That's what you do for cramps.
You take the
Hydrate and you eat bananas.
You rub banana on there?
No, you eat the bananas.
All right. What do I know? I'm a gym teacher.
Golly. Rub the bananas. That would be Scary Movie Night. Head down to Scary Movie Boot Camp, hosted by Arlington Community Media. Come by on Studio A every Wednesday through October and learn how to make a spooky short film about bananas.
It's bananas, folks.
We're going bananas up here.
We're going bananas up here. It's crazy. Somebody come over here and stop us. 50.5 seconds left in the third. That was, for the Spy Ponders, that was big Aiden Woo McGinty as he hobbles off with obvious cramps. And
he's still cramping on the sideline.
4th and 5. And a little reverse this time. Trickery by the Lexington club. And there goes
Hatfield has been a one-man wrecking crew. Gosh, he's what is his size? He's 5'6", 140. He gets lost there sometime in the defense. Let's see what he does here. Cuts right into the gap. Needed only a little small hole and darts right through it for the big play.
He would be well served to be told it's one move and then blast. He's outstanding when it's
which
one
is what
move.
He did there.
100%.
Yeah.
So here's Bianchi over the right-hand side. He's going to cut it back, spare those shoulders, stays up on his feet, waltzes into the end zone. Bianchi punches it in.
5-yard run by Bianchi, and his name is all over the score sheet.
Well, since we got 29.5, why don't you start by giving us the first half, and we'll wait till after this 2 points, because we do want to let the viewers know we haven't updated how the scorings went, and Bianchi's having a near historic night as they're going to go for 2 again. Right now they're up 17 to make it 19.
I predict we're going to be calling the name Hatfield before this play is over.
I think Bianchi's taking it. Bet you a nickel. Oh, he's going to throw it. Incomplete to Gabe Van Eman. No bet. Incomplete, and the Spy Ponders are only down 17, 38-21 with 29.5. And Rob, although these 2-pointers kind of make things a little bit confusing, but just for the viewers at home, it still stays a 3-score game right now.
Yes, it does. What is it? 21-38. That's a 17-point lead. So 3 scores, 3 touchdowns will do it for the Spy Ponders in the fourth quarter. That is a big ask, but they did put 27 points on the board last week against Woburn in the second half. So they're going to need to do something miraculous again.
They are, and they had a lot of momentum there in the second half, and I really got to hand it to Coach George Peterson of Lexington. His decision, and you caught it, partner, to take Bianchi off the field on defense, put him on the sidelines. The Spy Ponders scored.
Right.
But when Bianchi got on the field, He looked like a new man to me. They raced down the field, scored, and never looked back.
Right.
So 29.5 seconds shows on the scoreboard. We have no idea what it shows on the clock, and they try that little pooch punt again, and it hits the ground. That's where it gets real dangerous, because any ball that hits the ground on a kickoff, you can fair catch that, by the way, partner. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
So, but if it hits that ground, and that is anybody's ball. It doesn't have to be touched, doesn't have to be anything. It's a live football. Pop it up in the air and go pick the football up. We've seen teams pick that ball up and just run it all the way in for 6. Anyway, so tall order for the Spy Ponders. They're down. It's 17 points, and so any way you slice it, the most you can get on a score is 8. So 8 and 8 is 16. So it's going to be
3 scores.
It's going to be 3 scores no matter how you do it here. Which does mean that if you come down, you get a 4th down, you could kick a field goal, what have you. Anyway, so trips the bottom of your screen. 1st and 10 for Bowler. Steps in with a throw. He's a pitch and a little catch. And I'll tell you, I keep saying little these pitches and catches, but this is Bowler. He's smoking the ball across the field on a line. It's 12 or 14 yards. Outstanding.
And we hear from Stephen McGilvery and look at the pocket around Bowler. Really nice job by the offensive line, giving Bowler not only time, but a nice pocket to throw from.
And Professor McGilvery's your type of player, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely. I've talked about McGilvery before. Hard-nosed football player, but plays up both sides of the field. And when he catches the ball, he looks to get some yards after catch, and he looks to get some contact.
McGilvery likes to be the hammer and not the nail. So at the end of 3, your Spy Ponders are down to the Lexington Minutemen, 38-21, and Max. It's getting colder. We know it's in the 40s now. You said that notice the field was a little bit slippery. Is it time now where the Spy Ponders are going to have to maybe, try, strip that football, get it, make a turnover, create a turnover, use the slick field to their advantage?
When they get back on defense, they definitely need a turnover. They're gonna have to have a big play. It's the 4th quarter now. They need 3 scores. You need at least 1 turnover to make anything happen. They can get 2 offensive drives, but they have to have a turnover, and they have to make that stop.
So 1st and 10 for the Spy Ponders at the 42.
5-0 Red Sox over the Yankees.
And here's Bowler rolling out. Steps back. We've seen that a lot tonight, and wisely kind of throws it to one place where nobody can catch it. And Rob, we've seen both these quarterbacks all night long make excellent decision after excellent decision. These are senior quarterbacks.
No question, and that was a good decision there, unloading that football.
Really was. It's a play like that, Professor, that a lot of times goes overlooked. That's his man was closely guarded. He's rolling out. You see a lot of inexperienced quarterbacks at all levels. They'll throw that ball and you throw it and you go, ooh, I shouldn't have done that,
right.
And that's what experience does for you. He goes out there, is able to quickly identify, no, this isn't going to work. Let's live to play another day. Down, excuse me. Or day 2. Anyway, here's Bowler. At least his work tonight. Outside, he gets the edge, and there goes Adam Bowler over the 50 to the 45. And Adam Bowler has shown the ability to run the quarterback draw and get it to the outside.
God, it's so dangerous. Anytime a back hits the middle and then bounces it to the outside, the defense sucks in. He gets the edge, gets a lane. And you don't often see a quarterback doing that, but that's exactly what Adam Bowler did there and what he's been very good at throughout his career.
Rob, I was talking before about these players learning from each other. Like during the game, we see a player strip a ball here, and we see it happen. You're kind of sensing the same thing with Bowler. He's watching these running backs bounce to the outside. And here he is, but I'm not saying he couldn't do it, but you're seeing you learning taking place. 1st and 10 for the Spy Ponders. Pitch, catch that time. That time it's McGilvery, and now McGilvery's heating up.
Little quick hitter timing play brings up 2nd and 5 And the Spy Ponders not losing patience here. They need 3 scores, but they're not trying to get a 5-run home run here on Red Sox-Yankees night.
Can't score 3 touchdowns without scoring 1, and I like this approach. We're going to try and score here. You know, we're going to try to keep fast pace, but you have to score. You have to score 1 before you can score 3. I actually really like that.
Yeah.
I see too many times these teams really rushing out there, and next thing you know, it's 4 plays or 5 plays, and they're turning the ball over. This is a good second down play. This is wise football. You got 2 plays here to make 4 yards.
Well, and you also see what you see is, I think the Spy Ponders developing an offensive identity. We're the 5th game into the year. They're figuring out what they can do, and it's mixing up the kind of the quick hitters, the misdirections, the jet sweep, and then taking your shot down the field.
I think they might want to think about revisiting that empty sets, even if they were having motion players back in. Now here's Bowler going deep. He's looking for Roach, and it's incomplete, broken up. A nice play right there by Ethan Z, the junior, 5'9", 145 pounds, and Bowler had a man there.
Oh, he had a man. It looked like Peter Roach, who's still back in the ballgame, was about a step and a half behind the defense. Just a little bit underthrown.
Professor, now I got a question for you as someone who played quarterback. When they run these little 4-yard hitches, they seem to have tremendous success. Is there a reason they couldn't run that back to back to back?
No, I think so, and I think that's the kind of play where you, as a quarterback, you get momentum, you get your rhythm going, it becomes almost unconscious throwing those little timing plays.
So here's a big 4th down play, and the ball hits the ground. This is no good. Oh, an ill-conceived play from the start. They tried to do some trickery, and it did not pan out well as the ball hit the turf, and Buvernit jumped on it. Ouch.
Well, we'll see it again. It looked to me like Roach wasn't sure whether that was going to be a handoff or a pitch. And
it was Marini.
Yeah. Is there a way we can even see that again?
We'll see if we can. I think it was a pitch to Marini, who then tried to, I thought, hand it off, but I think the player was thinking it was going to be pitched to him. I don't know. I think it was confusion on the transition.
There was some confusion in the transition. Maybe it wasn't even clear. He wasn't even clear he was getting the ball.
Well, the Spy Ponders certainly had success, and they're definitely trying to hand it off.
Yeah, and thanks to the crack ACMi crew back in the studio for running that replay again, and it was a problem with transition.
And Bianchi, as if he's learning on the job, steps into a throw. Unbelievable! This Bianchi is something else. He stepped up in the pocket and delivered a 45-yard strike to Joe Tibbles. This Bianchi's unbelievable.
Wow, I'm speechless right now. I think you said a 35-yard strike. That was a 53-yard touchdown. I think he threw that almost 60 yards in the air. He throws it at the 42-yard line. Let's see where it lands. It lands at the 7.
Oh, my God.
So that's an 8. That's a 50-yard throw by Bianchi. And that was a tight spiral, and that hit him in stride.
In stride. It's his 3rd time he's done it tonight. We are watching a special football player as on cue almost. He completes the 2-pointer to Mise Merseth. And Rob, we're getting to the point now at 46-21, and you're gonna eventually read off a jaw-dropping stat line touchdown-wise from Bianchi. We are looking at one of the most sensational and impactful dynamic performances by a quarterback we've ever seen on this field.
Yeah, no question about it. With his arm, with his feet, and throwing the short pass and the long passes, what's done the most damage tonight is exactly what we saw. That's about the 5th big throw over the top. And you you think of other sports. I'm a golfer. You think of golf. The ability to hit the 240-yard 3-wood onto the pin. He's throwing the big play over the top, the 50-yard throw, and hitting the receiver in stride in the hands. every time.
Every time. That is a Division I college throw, no doubt about it. A 50-yard strike over the top. That's just something you don't see at the high school level. At least we don't see it here, right? Who else have we seen? Who would that compare to? I can't even think of a peer.
Well, and while we're
Belcher.
But Tim Belcher from Reading, that goes back about 3 seasons. But yeah, Tim Belcher. I don't know. And Scott, as long as we're gushing about Bianchi, let's point out that last year he was a wide receiver for South Frelick. This is his first year playing quarterback.
Embarrassment of riches at the skill positions at Lexington High, and you know you wonder as Lexington comes in here at 2-2, that is he being asked, not being asked, being forced to do so much that when they play the higher skilled, bigger teams, that maybe he wears down as the game goes on, and they can't take him off the field, and when they do, it's devastating. Anyway,
yeah.
Spy Ponders are down. Lexington leads 46-21 with 7:59 left in the ball game.
Well, this is a very good club, and Lexington beat Winchester 42-28. Winchester is a very good club. We saw Winchester beat the Spy Ponders 41-15, and I was very curious to see how this Lexington club did it, and I think we're seeing it.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed, and I'll tell you, this has not changed in the halves. This Spy Ponder team has been game tonight.
Yeah.
Absolutely game.
They
hit them in the mouth the whole game. They never quit. When they were down, they came back. They kept trying. And I'm impressed with the Spy Ponders tonight. I'm impressed with Bowler.
Oh, no question at all.
I could watch this game every Friday night for the rest of my life. This is unbelievably outstanding. This is football, how it's supposed to be. The score might be a little bit lopsided right now, but this is high school athletics at its best. Bowler's on the right-hand side. He's not quitting. He's going to get to the outside again, and there he goes over to the 40. He's not quitting. He cuts it back, and Adam Bowler, bang, bang, boom.
Wow. What a display here. What a run by Bowler again. Just putting the team on his shoulders. This is, Arlington's going to come up a little short tonight, but this is almost heroic by Adam Bowler, cutting it to the outside again. And watch him outrun the defense. Adam Bowler's fast.
He's fast, he's tough, he's rough. I think the most impressive thing I saw tonight was one of the biggest hits made on the defensive end was when Bowler came as free safety and cleaned up a tackle, preventing a first down with a vicious hit. To just really showcase his competitiveness. Heroic is sometimes an overused word, but in a game like this with this type of effort, I'm absolutely fine with calling Bowler's effort heroic. It is, and that's not to belittle anyone else's effort.
Well, no, and there's been a lot of effort. I mean, Peter Roach, getting up from all the crap, heroic effort, and the guys in the trench. I'm thinking about Gillis. I'm thinking about Mazzy. Clogging up the middle. But Lexington has not gotten anything done on the ground today through the middle, right?
No,
and Bowler's had time to throw. These runs happen because there's blocking.
Well, how many and these running backs, both Bianchi and Hatfield for Lexington have been outstanding. When they get that second level, who's oftentimes making the tackle? The defensive tackle is coming back 10 yards down the field and just pasting these guys. I mean, how many times have we seen that?
Yeah.
That is just pure effort. So here's Bowler now. Use that little screen that way. Use that little screen. Ooh.
You like that?
I don't like that. And he was not down. So, and we got a replay of that. This is. He went down. He was not down. It wasn't even close. Oh, that's unfortunate. Now he probably wasn't gonna get tackled anyway, but guys,
you're saying he bounced off the.
You got to bring him to the turf, guys.
Let's see him sitting on. Right knee down. No.
You got to bring him to the turf, guys. Hey, great camera work. I mean, camera work and unbelievable replay work by our crack staff.
Got a new production setup this year. The cameras are piped back into the studio.
At Studio B, they're working hard to get you this broadcast out live, and that replay was one of the most outstanding work we've done here ever. I mean, seriously, that is breathtakingly awesome that we were able to watch a play like that. And it's funny, Rob, we haven't had slow motion before, and I'm sitting there saying he didn't touch the ground, and the replay's coming back and I'm saying, oh, I'm going to eat crow here. Jeez, they're back in the truck and they're going to make me tell the truth. I better watch what I say here.
Good work.
People
Good
are
work,
actually
guys.
watching what's going on here.
Good work, guys.
Tremendous work, guys, everybody. So clock does not roll. It's 6:11 left in the contest. Lexington leads UI Spy Ponders 46 or 6 or 8.
6.
Max
giving the extra effort.
Absolutely. Everybody's hitting the deck, and Max goes on there and takes one for the team. Good work, Max.
Thanks.
So what, Max, you got 46-21. You got a lot of scoring here tonight.
Jeez.
Spy Ponders have had a little bit of struggle on defense, but Max, I mean, I know you said earlier in the broadcast that the defense has been improving. Now, certainly, we're not going to sit here and tell anyone it was an outstanding effort by the defense, but they didn't quit and they played tough.
No, they were playing tough. They're hitting hard the whole game. I don't think they stopped. They haven't stopped hitting hard yet.
No.
It's just, I mean, when you go up against a quarterback like Lexington has, I mean, he just has an arm that you don't really see that much at the high school level, and most quarterbacks couldn't complete those passes that he's completed.
Well, Max,
unbelievable.
Max, that's a really good point Max brings up. So this ball sailing through the air, and this defensive free safety has in his brain said when this player gets to this spot, he's quote unquote dead, right? Because the ball can't get thrown there. And this player, of course, plays with Bianchi, so he's sprinting as hard as he can. This player goes, oh my gosh, where's that football going? Why is it going over my head? I don't see this before. And sometimes that's what happens in those plays.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think he's on those from memory on those over the top downfield plays. He's 5 for 6 tonight, and that is a 1 for 6 type play.
Right.
1 for 6. You hit good. 2 for 6, it's good.
Right.
1 for 6 is not bad.
It's touchdown.
That's touchdown. He's 5 for 6.
Right. Oh,
right.
It's unbelievable.
Right.
And here he is, kind of putting the icing on the cake, and this is where, Rob, you gotta ask yourself.
I don't get that.
Well, I don't get that either. So you're 2-2. You're right in playoff season. This kid goes down. We say this once a year. We see a coach running a quarterback with a big lead with 5 minutes left to go. You got a running back. Where'd you get back with these sensational running backs? What's the problem here?
Yeah, I don't get it. Oh, and right on cue, here comes the backup quarterback.
No doubt. Right on cue is right, and he gets. And
this is what
Squander who ran the football.
Is that Mason Hatfield playing quarterback?
Yes, it is. And Hatfield's in at quarterback. That's no surprise there. Hatfield's been outstanding.
I was gonna say on those passes, if the wide receiver for Lexington just runs straight the whole entire time, you can still hit him. I mean, as a quarterback, you're starting already with your back turned to the play. You can only stay with them for so long.
Right.
It's 50 yards downfield.
Right. That's usually a transition you make, Max, at the next level, right? You know, where you're going to have that day where, wow, I didn't know if football could get thrown that far. And then you adjust and quote unquote improve. These players were being asked to do that in real time during a game. That's just not something that usually happens.
No. I don't think they've ever seen a quarterback. I mean, this is my second year watching this team. I don't think I've seen a quarterback that can throw like that. Not even the best quarterbacks we've seen.
Rob, have you? I don't believe I have. Am I missing someone? Maybe Belcher could. Maybe. I don't think we saw it, did we? Am I misremembering or not remembering?
I mean, he was. That was a few weeks ago, right? That was the.
No, Max. We're talking about Drew Belcher for Reading.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He's at Maine. I think he's a senior at Maine.
Yeah.
He won.
We watched in the playoffs last year, right?
Yeah.
He was he was throwing them far, but it was a lot of contested catches that were getting caught over other people. It wasn't these like just strikes that that are being thrown tonight.
Right in stride. So here's Hatfield. The pitch and a little catch. Why not for Hatfield? They're not going to let their foot off the gas.
Hatfield can throw the ball, and so Bianchi was a receiver last year, and now he's a quarterback, and it looks like they're grooming Hatfield, a super sophomore, to run the club at QB next year. Yeah.
So now Bianchi will come back in to kick, and Peter Roach will get back to return. Clock will stop with 3:33.
So help me understand something,
Yeah.
Scott. So Lexington is a Division I school, and Arlington is a Division II school.
Yep.
The divisions are set by the size of the school.
Yes, in general, but you can, you in football.
But they're in the same conference.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Interesting.
They're in the large.
Middlesex large.
Little Middlesex large.
Liberty
right.
Division.
Right.
Liberty Division. So it's odd to me from the outside to have different divisions playing in the same.
Yeah, but see, this is where it gets really complex, right? So you take a school like Winchester, right? Division II. Winchester's population has exploded over the last 5 years. We've got, I believe it's 1,800 students in the building this year. Next year they're going to top 2,000.
In Winchester.
So that's a bigger school than Lexington.
Right.
Now, okay?
Right.
But that wasn't the case maybe 10 years ago.
When they set
they kind of set these things up. And this is where this gets kind of icky. And these divisions, I'm a Middlesex guy. I think the league is geographically correct. I think it's got an identity.
Yeah.
I like that identity. But this is where that gets a little bit odd, right? Because, that one isn't odd because it just says a 2 maybe should be a 1. But it just, I guess what I'm trying to say is to move up, since you've been set where you are, now you have to petition and say, well, we want to move up, or you can actually move down too. But and then
so
you get a vote on it.
Where it met, so they all play in the Middlesex large Liberty Division, but if they advance to the playoffs, they advance up a different chimney set.
Yeah. And the chimney set is, vastly different. They're going against Everett.
Everett, right. Lexington.
Good luck. They're going to never win a state title.
Right.
And that's not even being facetious or, grandiose. Or
that's just calling it like it is. No disrespect.
They're not going to. Everett put literally 14 players on Division I scholarships last year. They're not winning a state. Lexington's winning a state title against that.
Well, Everett gives out scholarships to the players it recruits.
Their seniors went to 14, 9 on defense, went D1, and 5 on offense, went D1.
Does Everett give scholarships to its recruits?
Ooh, some controversy there, saying Everett's recruiting players.
Am I getting us in trouble?
Rob Anthony said that.
ANTHONY. Are you going to spell it? That was not Scott Zwick.
Me. No, I did not say anything.
I'm just Danny the Dunce here. I'm just asking questions.
No, you are. Okay.
So they don't recruit.
No, they don't. They can't recruit technically, but they built a tremendous program with unbelievable success. When you're bringing that many kids into Division I programs, right? Of course, there's going to be jealousy, and people are going to say, "Well, you're recruiting these kids," and kids do come from all over and move their families into Everett. And then there's, I heard he lives here and there. So I'm sure there's a lot of hearsay all over the place. Nothing's ever been proven. I don't know. I truly don't know.
Yeah.
But I do know that a lot of great players are at Everett, by seeing that. So
right. Right. But your point. So I was kind of but your point was that Lexington, that's that's the competition that they advance to. Maybe they'd rather be Division II.
I think they would, but they've had success, right? We've seen good teams come in here. They come in here, they play well in the Middlesex. They're in a tough spot because if they ever petition to move down, people would kind of laugh at them. Oh, really? So this is too much for you guys? Big bad Lexington can't make with the big boy. So they're in a tough spot, Yeah. And again, that's where this stuff gets. I call it kind of icky, right? Because there's kind of a couple of the Division I. There's even levels on the one. You got your Everetts and your St. John's Prep, and the BC High, the big schools that have big players with big-time college aspirations. In Lexington, that's not. They're there to be student athletes, and not that they're not, but it's kind of a different flavor. Anyway.
Right.
We've got a little bit off task now as
Oh,
Martian.
my God.
Look at him go.
Oh, my.
Binging and banging and booming over the 30 to the 20. And I'll tell you, it's become contagious. These guys like running the wrong way and then getting the right way.
Now that was Tristan Quandra, I guess. And let's see this again. He breaks a tackle.
Wrong way. Still wrong way.
Breaks
Still
another
wrong
tackle.
way. Now the right way. And here we go. It works out for him. Of course it does.
That was kind of one of those plays that took so long to develop that the defense got kind of out of position, out of kilter, and away we go.
Well, a couple players left, showered, came back, and tried to tackle him,
Yeah, right. Right.
So
they went out to get a banana to get that.
We got to rub those
cramps taken care of.
Yep, 100%. You know, when you first said it, that's what I thought. You got a banana. What are you going to rub the banana?
Yeah.
I looked at the trader. The trader was going to work in the angle. So I was like, what are bananas going to do?
You don't know? You didn't know that about bananas?
I knew they were potassium. I don't know what potassium. I truly don't know what potassium does. What does it do? What does it do? You know? I mean, do you have?
What are you asking me a chemistry question?
Yes, I am.
This is the educational. This is the education channel. We're football broadcast.
Well, right. Well, you're the one that's telling everyone to eat the bananas, and I know bananas have potassium, and I'm assuming that's the reason why you eat the bananas. But I didn't.
Potassium oxidizes in.
Well, the professor. Speak slow.
I'm not even going to go.
You're not even going to try it? You're not even going to try it?
I'm a professor of organization theory. Right? I'm not a chemistry professor.
No guts, no glory.
Yeah,
professor.
right,
You know,
right.
I got to tell you. Hey, you give me 5 minutes to talk about anything, I'll try it. Hey, tell us about photosynthesis. I'll try, baby. Photosynthesis, sure. And that's the final score as your Arlington Spy Ponders drop a tough one. 46-21 to the Lexington Minutemen. The Spy Ponders fall to 1-4 on the year. The Minutemen go to
3-2.
3-2. And what's next for the Spy Ponders, Rob? Do we know that?
We're
next week, right?
We're looking up. Yeah, we got a home game. We got a home game next week, and it is
Reading.
Going to be the Reading Rockets.
The Reading Rockets come in here, and you got to figure, Rob, it's back to the drawing board. Try to get better. Stay positive. There's a lot of football left.
A lot of football left, and Reading is going to be a tough test. Reading's going to come in to the contest 4-1, and they're always tough, and so no rest for the wicked, but. Based on the way that the Ponders came out and played with such passion tonight, you got to think that they're going to get only hungrier and have a good week of practice and come out firing again on Friday.
It's all you can do. It's corny. I'm a one-liner guy because I like the phrases that make sense to me. But you do it. You know why you do it? Because it's all you can do.
Yeah.
It's all you can do. You can only try to keep going and try to get better. Don't quit. Try to get better, and that's it. But we talked about it. It was true before this game, and it stays true. There's a lot of season left. And a lot can happen between now and Thanksgiving. Because when the playoffs start, I don't think they're officially eliminated yet from the playoffs, but they're trending certainly that direction. But as we know, and the one thing we've found that we like quite a bit about this system is that the teams that don't make the playoffs, they still have 3 weeks of football after that starts, and they match up evenly matched teams. So if you're struggling a bit now and maybe playing some teams with, the likes of Anthony Bianchi on them, well, that's going to maybe ease up a little bit, and maybe you can get some good execution. So don't quit.
Oh, no question about it, Scott. I mean, keep getting better, and the Ponders aren't a bad football team. We were super impressed with Lexington tonight, and the Ponders really went toe to toe. This Bianchi, to Hatfield combination was just a little bit too much. But Ponders, have nothing to be ashamed about, and they won't be ashamed. And they're good. They got to, as you say, Scott, keep getting better.
Absolutely. And so, Max, so 46-21's our final here. Just a hard-hitting game, lots of effort, just the way football is supposed to be.
Yeah.
So let's move on now to our players of the game. And Max, I just was calling you up, so let's try again. Max, why don't you take the ACMi player of the game for the Lexington Minutemen? Is this a mystery, or what do you got?
He's being I'm sorry. What is his last?
Bianchi.
Bianchi. Jeez, he is the player of the game. I mean, undoubtedly, he has an amazing arm. It's been a while since I've seen someone. Probably since Florida that I've seen someone able to throw the ball like that down the field. I mean, just an amazing arm. He could be a great quarterback at next level, just a little bit development. He's only been a quarterback for 1 year, and he's doing this. I mean, it's so impressive. And his running ability, his size, he has the intangibles. He's going to get a D1 scholarship.
Oh, I think it's possible, and one would have to wonder what they would have to do to impress Max enough not to forget their name. But at any rate,
they have to be less. They have to be in warmer temperatures.
Okay, Max, well said. Excellent job, Mad Max. I love it. Very good. The cold gets me too, Max. That's my soft spot. So, Rob, we'll turn to you. Let's see if you can remember names and numbers tonight. And if you were to give a Spy Ponder player of the game, who would get your nod?
Adam Bowler would get my nod, number 10, the quarterback, and really for his running tonight. Broke a number of big runs, but I would also give a shout out to Peter Roach, who played through pain, and I was also very impressed with the big boys in the trenches. Charles Gillis played a very good game. Aiden Woog McGinty played a very big game. Tim Mazzy was outstanding tonight, and I'm looking forward to Skylar Mills. Captain Skylar Mills had some cramps problems himself, but played a very good game. The Ponders came out hitting hard. They were passionate. They tried their best to set the tone. I like the big guys, but if you have to give the nod to one player, it would still be Bowler.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Bowler. And if I was to give my nod, it would probably go to Skylar Mills. I thought he was outstanding tonight. I was really most impressed with him making those tackles down the field on the big gains, away from him, coming back to the ball, and it was very impressive. So what we're going to do now is we're going to chat with Coach, and we're so happy to have Coach Gendron with us here. And Coach, welcome to the postgame show.
Thanks, Scott.
And we were very impressed with the level of hitting and intensity and effort on both teams out there, but it didn't quite go your way tonight.
No, we ran out of steam to a good, D1 playoff team, and so part of the difficulty and challenge in our spot in this Middlesex League is we got D1 and D2 teams, and so it's tough. These guys battled Everett in the D1 finals and put up a good battle last year. This year they look primed to do it again. So we told our guys, man, we're going to fire all our bullets. And I think you watched, we got maybe 15 guys rotating between both sides of the ball, doing their best, And so when we talked after that game, man, I'm proud of our guys. They went to bat. Lexington has almost 11 guys for O, a separate 11 for D, and a bunch more for special teams. We got 15 guys that we're plugging in everywhere. And they battled, and they battled, and they battled some more. So, they're not afraid to go toe-to-toe with anyone. We didn't pull it out tonight, obviously, but I don't think it was for lack of effort or backing down. Our game plan on defense was let's go man, let's attack that QB and make him hit long balls. And those are low percentage plays that everyone seems to be catching this year. But, in the second half, you saw we got the pick and some incomplete. So, the kids did what we asked them to do. On offense, they're doing their best to get open and block people. And, 21 points against that team is not enough. But, I'm still proud of our guys, and they're getting better, and they're not giving up. If anything, they're kind of banding together. We had some outbursts that you might have noticed between our guys, and it's because they hold each other such a high standard that they can really go after each other and then kind of resolve it. And, I just think a lot about this team, and I know they're 1-4, but I think they're a dangerous 1-4. I think they can still win a bunch of games, and if we can make that playoff calculus work, I think they can win some games in the playoff as well.
Super. And so one of the things that we've been most impressed with that we've really felt was a strength of this team that we personally think should be a source of pride is your outstanding and effective special teams play. Talk to me a little bit about what it's like to run special teams with not big numbers like a Lexington or a big D1 school.
Yeah, something that you might not notice is we have some filler guys who are stepping in who aren't playing a whole lot of O or D, and they're getting out there on the field, and a lot of them are sophomores, and the lights are bright, and the guys are big, and the game's fast, and they're doing some important stuff for us that goes I'm glad you highlighted it because it often goes unnoticed, and they're in the middle of scrums, or they're breaking tackles, or they're running guys down, and those are important plays because if those special teams plays swing, those are points or momentum, and so
the big return, you're covering kicks. You've covered kicks magnificently all year long, and it hasn't been a lot of times it's the captains making the plays. It's, as you said, sophomores and underclassmen.
Yeah, and that's how they earn some experience and some confidence, and that stuff goes a long way. So I'm proud of those guys. We had some injuries, and we had to grab some guys and plug them in, and they don't hesitate. They say, yes, coach, I'll do it. What do you need me to do? And so, all that kind of team stuff is so great, that I want to see them put together the final product, hopefully against more similar teams and enjoy success.
Well, that's the other. I'm going to ask you one more thing because we were you're kind of really playing right into the themes we were talking about. One of the things we were talking about is it's a long season, and how things are at any one snapshot of the season is very often not how it ends.
Yeah.
And it's important to keep the big picture in mind of keep going, keep improving. How do you do that though when we live in a results-based world, no matter what we think. These results aren't as outstanding as you'd like.
Right.
How do you keep everyone together and pushing forward?
Well, I think one of the best football quotes is it's never as good as it seems or as bad as it seems, And so we got to look at exactly what happened, And so if it's that guys don't know their assignments and they're blowing blocks and they, no one knows what they're doing, then we need to work on scheme. But that's not what's happening. Everyone's in the right place. I think in a lot of ways we're getting worn down. Then you can look at conditioning, right? If we're so slim, do we need to be working more to increase endurance? And, man, if you come to a practice, you'll see guys working hard to get themselves in shape. So I think they're doing that. So we look at each element of the game, and to some degree it's just like winning one-on-one matchups. And so we can go over technique for that and fundamentals for that and strategies for that. And that's really what we do all week is, we try to get these guys better at winning their one-on-one matchups. So collectively, the product looks better.
Absolutely. So, Coach, we wish you the best moving forward. We turn it around right back next week and look forward to another week of practice and hope to talk to you next week.
All right, Scott. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to close things up here as the coach heads off. And our final score here at Pierce Field in Arlington is the Lexington Minutemen 46, the Spy Ponders 21. For Rob Anthony and Max Cohen, I'm Scott Zwick. We have a wonderful, awesome, sensational staff that has been here for years. This is a crew that I feel close to. I think these are dynamite people that have amazing futures and presence in broadcasting. Our engineer is Staz. Staz is just amazing. He's a superstar, ready to move on from ACMi for bigger and better things someday. Director Alex Van Thong. I've gotten to know Alex, especially over the last year. We've collaborated on several projects. Simply the best I've ever worked with at any level in any position in broadcasting. This guy is the real deal. He's ready to go. Come on down. You want to learn anything about broadcasting, he'll let you know. And our line producer is Jen Litchfield. And Jen is new to ACMi here, but she has just stepped in and just kept the machine running, rolling in the right directions. She's super sensational. Patrick Gallagher's awesome on the camera one. Patrick's been here for years. So is Colin Gilbert, who does the audio. He's done stats for us. You name it, Colin can do it. He's ready to go. He's going to move on to superstar status soon. Felix Ansell is awesome. He's been here with us for years, as is Garrigus. Zach's awesome. We have a really good crew. We've been doing this for years. We love for more people to come down, do this with us, learn. These guys are going to move on up outward for superstar status at other places. You come in, take their place, and then you're moving up the ladder to superstar status. And me and the professor stayed right here because that's what we do. All right. So, again, for Rob Anthony, I'm Scott Zwick. See the final score here at Piercefield and Arlington. Spy Ponders 21-46. We'll see you next week. Bing, bang, boom.